Hello and okay. Hello
Sorry.
and welcome everybody out there in Twitch and D&D land to the newest session of the Tal'Dorei campaign. Now, before we jump right into the action, we have a few short announcements to make as per usual. First one, open slots. I still need to update that. That Tuesday evening game is filled. We have all 6 players for it, and we're starting it this week. And guess what, everybody? It's Tal'Dorei too. They also want to play in Tal'Dorei, so we're going to be doing that. But they want more of a sandbox adventure, so should be a lot of fun and interesting. I'm looking forward to that. We are only one person away from firing off our early Wednesday game, and only 2 people away from firing off our early Tuesday game. So if anybody is interested in joining any of them, be sure to reach out and let me know. Outside of that, we also have a different command called projects, where that's just a few little things I'm working on the side. If you are interested in keeping up and keeping in contact with me about any of my projects, all you have to do is follow me over at my medias. You can find me here at Twitch, you can find me on Twitter, you can find me on YouTube, and on Facebook. All of those are listed right down here and will be on the description of this VOD when we get uploaded. I don't know if any of you have been paying attention, but we've uploaded, I think, 12 videos this week to the YouTube channel, a lot of which are Tal'Dorei as well. So if you are interested, without having any of that annoying crossover blimps of, oh, nothing is being shown right now because we can't connect the 2 things at once, watch it on YouTube. It's a lot clearer quality. It's a lot better quality as well. It's been refined and we cut out all the breaks. So all you have to do is go over there and enjoy. However, I believe that is going to be everything that we need to discuss. So, how about we begin this game? 1 second. I have to turn up this volume a little bit because it's really quiet. So, where last we left off, we only had 3 of the 5 players actually inside of the Roll20 game. As well, the party has been traveling down the Stormcrest Mountains and have been traversing through the territory. They took a little rest out inside of a naturally made hole that had a mysterious little pool of water inside of it with a sealed door down below. After trying to relinquish some of the water being kept inside of this hole, you quickly found out that this was some type of magical influence and was influenced by the Fae that seemed to have been crossing over into this territory within the recent history, for some reason or another. Now, you did get one of these Fae out of there, and they made a deal with the party to, keep the contraption here so that they can have fun with it as a water ride, as this was a water nymph, and they could easily turn into liquid and go through the experience, which apparently they thought was fun. So, you agreed to this, and they gave you a little bit of information, telling you about the Goliaths, the one that died down here, and the direction the other ones went off to. Unfortunately, one of the party members did reveal their name to the Fae, which may prove to be disconcerting at a later date. After descending up the mountain and deciding to traverse across it and tracking after these Goliaths, Sir Uric has proved that he's probably a man of nature at this point, because he is absurdly good at tracking things and finding safe routes. He did not roll below a 16 as a cleric, so he's doing really well on his survival check. You managed to avoid many different confrontations, however, one thing completely stumped you. A 2-foot gap, a falling section of sleets of ice that none of you could comprehend how to get over safely. Thankfully, though, somebody had a pocket full of seeds and was able to grow a large tree in order to catch their allies before they fell to their deaths. And after taking a deep breather, you all did what you had to do from the get-go, which was take a small jump across, and you were fine. Now, Jimmy managed to find a large portion of this very expensive clay that Mitch wanted to procure for him, or wanted him to procure for him. So you did so, and you slept afterwards, and it was good. You feel like you got a good amount of funds, and the fact that your compensation will be relayed. I believe you requested over to your friend, right? Your what do we call him? Your bitch? It's kind of your bitch, right? He does all the work for you.
Is my manager? What?
Sure, yeah, he's your bitch. He's your manager. But yes, to send the funds over to your manager as soon as you can give him what he needs as well. You accepted and you went down the island. Not the island, down the mountains. Now, you made it close to the Redis Tower, noticing the huge amount of magical essence coming off of it, so powerful enough to even keep the storm from crossing over top of it and from littering its grounds at all. You all started setting up asleep, however, a few of you started noticing some large looming creatures were stalking you from the mountainside. Very, very big and very intimidating. You were keeping watch and being very cautious and careful about what's happening around here, and during each of your watches, I believe you all had some form of interaction with this, rather it being a large boulder being thrown at the dome that protected you, or a conversation from a mysterious person who was not being too revealing about who they were. Sir Yurik, you had a more in-depth conversation with them during the end of your watch, where they expressed to you that they do not like outsiders here. They don't trust you because of a history that they have with them. Apparently something has happened in the past, and this has left a pretty sour taste in their mouth. However, you were insistent that you all are probably nice guys, so why not give us a chance? And they said that you have to prove that you're worth giving a chance or opportunity. You're not just given it. They will not give it to you. Some things have to be earned in this life. Something a noble probably doesn't know very much about, but knows a little bit. However, morning came around. You were given a reasonable warning not to go into the castle, as it is unpredictable how the mage who has been there for a very long time would react to all of you. Even in communing to your goddess, you found out that that was going to be how it is. There's no controlling, pure chaos. So you decided to go back up the Storm Point Mountains, and I think that's where we're picking up. Now, you're all traveling up the mountainside, getting back on that same path as before. Is there anything you want to do before you leave this area?
I don't really have anything, at least.
Okay. Well, then you all start traveling up. As soon as our other player gets back, or, okay, one of them is back. That's good. Who wants to make the survival check?
I
With,
can do it. No one else wants to, although
I can probably do it if someone wants to help and guide.
And as per usual, you're not Angler right now. Rename.
No, I am not. That's why I have
Yep,
both
yep.
of the names.
Thank you, Alarin. As per usual, you start your day, you use your channel divinity, and your compass is pointing you in the proper direction, or presumably in the proper direction. So go ahead and make your survival check. We can say Dorzin's helping you.
Yep. And
Chris and Professor Yurik will help Yurik.
that's a 24 then.
Well, the thing is, only 2 people can interact with a check at a time, so unfortunately we're going to have to go with his 24. Jesus,
Unfortunately.
super consistent.
That's
Yes.
way too low, though.
Yeah. Come on, dude. You're supposed to be in, like, the high 20s. What are you, like, fucking slacker.
Disappointed.
I believe I can find a way.
So, you found a different path. Similar to the one you were traversing before, but now you're kind of like looking at the sides of the mountain where these individuals presumably crawled their way up. Looking and traveling in that same route, taking the inspiration that they might be the people you are actually looking for, maybe? I believe somebody brought that up last session.
Yeah.
You kept traveling
I believe I
and
did.
looking at the massive fingerprints into the sides of the mountain. It's very easy for any of you to grab and crawl through them, using them as, good safeguards for your actual rock climbing skills. However, as soon as you get up to the very top of it, you do see that The trail becomes a little faint, but instead of tracking them, you start traversing as if you needed to travel through this area. And you do so. It doesn't take you very long before you notice the mountains themselves are crest with a whirling wind that you all were getting very excited to be out of previously, but now you're back in. Now, traveling through this area, visibility drops down to about 50 feet or so for each of you. It's very difficult to hear or see anything over these whipping and whirling winds, and those of you with protective means against the cold, the water is soaking down around your feet and pushing sideways off of you. However, Alarin, you do notice that there's a couple of dens that are frozen over that seem to be maybe not all that necessary for you all to look inside of, and probably just sneak around instead. Your survival check was good enough to avoid them, if you so choose.
What kind of dens would it be?
So it appears to be sections of the mountains that have been carved out, crudely carved, with the mouth of the caves being about 10 feet high and the depths going backwards about 20 to 30. But everything inside is covered in sheets of ice. It doesn't look like it's uninhabited. You still see like bits of animal bones and even some humanoid bones lying inside of them. A few glances deeper in, Dorzen points out where you see what appears to be harpy remains deep within this cave as well. So something is preying on those as common food.
Okay. Anything that eat harpies, we do well to leave alone.
You're quiet, Yurik.
Yeah, sorry. Yeah, I suppose. It might be that, did we ever get the name for that bird? The bird creature, the Fae? Large one.
Do not believe we did. But it was quite big enough not to fit in these caves, so this would probably be something else, yes.
Well, yes, I suppose. Right. I'm gonna do a. Not sure if that is. It's probably medicine, just to try and ascertain when or how long ago this harpy was killed.
Oh, you're going in the cave.
Oh, I thought we already were in the.
No, he was suggesting not to.
Oh, okay, yeah. I thought it was like just at the entrance to the.
No.
Okay.
Do you want to go in and look?
Not really.
Okay then.
How large is the entrance to the cave?
About 10 feet.
Alright.
10 feet, all encompassing. And it's very clearly, like, crudely carved. It's not like this was a natural cave, and it doesn't look like it was by developed tools, but instead, probably something much more barbaric in nature.
Yeah. Well, maybe we can assume that, well, or at least take a guess that maybe the Goliaths made this cave, or at least widened it somehow.
That might be a possibility, but I guess it could also be the Yetis, no?
Yeah. Well, if we're not going to explore it, we might as well go ahead, but I mean...
Well, I mean, I don't see why we would explore it and possibly disturb whatever lives in there?
Yes.
Who knows?
And
There
we
might-
also do not want to disturb the mountain too much.
Is
Do
the
not want to
compass
be
pointing
bad guests.
inside?
What'd you say, Jimmy?
Is the compass pointing inside?
Nope.
Nope.
I mean, same general direction, but not like inside.
I mean, it's gonna be tough catching up to these Goliaths if we keep slowing down.
Yes.
Make them the focus of our attention for the moment, and hey, with that compass, shouldn't be too much trouble tracking them.
All right. So, you all push past this area. Those of you without any type of magical means of protecting you from the cold, please give me a con save.
Mm-hmm.
What if you were mundanely prepared for the cold?
Nope. You were prepared for, I'd say, middle of Canada cold. You are now entering into North Pole cold.
Yeah. I had a +4.
+4. Prissa, you're starting to get worn out by this incredible temperature. However, for the time being, you're fine. But it only gets more and more challenging as you keep going through.
To be fair, I'm also on Dorzen's back, so I don't know.
You're not being active with your body, which is actually detrimental to being in the cold.
Oh, shit.
You're just sitting in it. Everyone else is keeping the core body temperature up by moving.
Yeah.
But for now, you'll be fine. Just means we have to be wary about your next check.
So you should roll for my retainer as well.
Thank you. See how Cole is feeling right now. Oh, Cole's feeling great, actually.
Well, let me roll for ouch. Oh, ouch is fine.
Yeah. Ouch is magical.
He's a robot.
Robots feel good in cold. Well, they don't feel.
Yeah.
However, actually, I would like a con save from Ouch.
He's immune to all conditions.
Oh, never mind. Wow, that is really good. I was going to say he might short out here or there if you don't like spend time tinkering him. Wow.
All
Ouch.
conditions.
Ouch is ridiculous. Okay. Ouch OP. So, you all continue traveling, and eventually, Alarin, your tracking of them seems to become a little fruitless as you're kind of lost. The wind has increased even faster, and the snowfall is all encompassing now. Your visual range has dropped to about 20 feet. I'm saying this is about 3 hours into your day.
Yeah, let's. It's probably not gonna do much, but with what Alarn has learned of the kiss through the books and what he's heard, would you say he would be familiar enough with it by description to locate object?
You have no idea what it looks like. You just know the general description of what it is and what it serves as a purpose. So I would say you can give it a shot.
Yeah, it's just the book he read.
Didn't have any pictures in it.
No pictures, no, but there was a description.
It told you its purpose and what it did. It did have a small description in it as well. You're right. So, try locate object.
Yeah, we will try that then, to see if we're nearby at all.
Alright, what'd you get? Or, wait, no. It's what, 1 mile?
1,000 feet.
1,000 feet. It is not within 1,000 feet of you.
Okay. I'll keep it up for the 10 minutes. And keep moving with the help of the compass for now.
Ready. Sorry, I'm waiting for something here. That didn't work. That's not it.
Sir Yorick, I've been thinking all this traveling we've been doing.
Mm-hmm.
How do you feel about, like, if I could make it at a larger scale? I could try coming up with some type of writing device for you, something much larger.
Much larger than a horse?
No, the same size as a horse, but I was thinking it just be very expensive to get that much residuum. But I haven't tried it. I'm curious if it would work.
I don't particularly feel the need for another kind of steed at the moment.
I mean, he just looks so miserable.
Oh no, I thought Yorick's horse was currently my phantom steed.
Oh, is it?
Yes.
Yeah, we've been
Sir Yorick left his very easily perishable horse back.
And Alarin has the cat. That is it.
Yeah.
Well, then I'm still I'm imagining Bastion out here, like, miserable.
Jimmy, are you hallucinating that Bastion's here?
I'm so bored riding on top of doors and my mind is just wandering.
I'm so cold.
I suppose if we were to have like proper steeds for this terrain, it would be some sort of giant mountain goat, maybe, or.
Prism Malleable Illusions, the horse turned into a giant mountain goat.
Oh,
it fucking works.
Well, it's a bit. Right, I guess I can hold on to the rams.
But anyways, I need to check something. Okay. As your visibility has been dwindling to mere feet in front of you, it's become a lot more harsh up here, a lot more inhospitable. However, those of you paying attention, you all hear something. A very rhythmic, very consistent, heavy thud.
Right, and does it seem to be increasing in volume or decreasing?
Roll a perception check.
And does it seem to be coming from a specific direction, or is it like
Roll
all
a perception
around us?
check.
21.
Okay, well, Sir Yorick, the volume is increasing, and it seems to be in front of you and to your sides a bit, almost like a crescent, and it keeps increasing. You start hearing the crunching of feet in snow, and notice now that this appears to be some type of tribal drum that you are hearing.
Right, well, I suppose you all hear that. It seems to be approaching us. Some kind of drum?
Yes, perhaps it is the Goliaths we are looking for.
Would be my guess as well.
Lauren, is the compass pointing in the direction of the sound?
More or less.
Can I make an estimate
Yes.
as to how far away it is when we hear it?
About 80 or so feet.
Oh.
Your visual prowess is next to nothing right now.
Yep.
However,
Is locate object still up, or?
yes. and it has not come into your 1,000-foot range.
Okay.
So, you all hear the drums beating boom, 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 until eventually you start seeing the silhouettes of short people, like very short people, bigger than Jimmy and Prissa, but they seem to be slamming on some type of that's their chest. And you start noticing the bald heads and the large looming beards and the very thick, dark, heavy, muscular outsides of apparently a tribe of dwarves. As you all are walking more closely, you hear the one up front, "Who shot?" All the other ones stop. Who here speaks Dwarvish?
Elarin does, and he will greet them in Dwarvish.
Yeah,
Nice.
I also do.
Good. So what do you say?
Greetings. I hope we are not intruding on your territory.
You are trespassing on Deathblow Mountain.
Who are we speaking to?
You are speaking to the path of the Jug.
Is that a name I can recognize somehow?
Not at all.
All right.
Yeah.
Right.
You're outside of familiarity world.
Did he call this place Death Globe Mountain?
Yes.
Death Globe. Okay.
I am quite sorry. We do not mean to trespass. We are only following she who makes the path.
You watch as the one dwarf who was talking steps forward. Many large scars down his open chest, and right in front of him is the face of a presumably giant on a belt with huge tusk-like horns up to about his nipples, which are clearly pierced multiple times in each direction. And he's just carrying this large hooked battle axe in his hand as he walks up. You trespass on my mountain. You reek of world, not of mountain.
Well, we've been
Hooah!
What?
Who are?
Who are we?
Yes.
Well, my name is Sir Uric Falcone. These here are Lauren, Jimmy, Prissa, Dorzen. We are merely traveling, looking for a group of Goliaths who live hereabouts.
Krista, I think he said our names.
He walks up to you, Sir Uric, which, with you on the horse, you are literally 4 times his size. He is a stout but short dwarven man. And he looks up. You are leader of this tribe.
We don't really have a particular leader. We are...
You don't have leader? Then who I talk to?
Well, you can talk to us all, but...
Yeah, I might do the talking if you feel like.
If you come to our mountain, you pay tribute to us for safe passage. Yes.
Yeah, but of course.
What you pay?
Would you be interested in wine? Nice rug, perhaps?
Did you say
I got
wine?
jewelries. Wine, yeah.
Okay. He snarls at the word. He's a dwarf.
Fair enough. I got jewelry. Quite nice rug.
Let's see rug.
And Alarm will take out the big tiger rug from the handy haversack and unfurl it.
You take it out, and he watches what you do, and He looks at the rug and kind of like flicks it out over the snow, soaking it immediately inside of all of it, and looking and testing and try like ripping it at it, see how sturdy it is. I want bag.
Well, I have quite a few of items in this bag.
Take items, give bag.
Don't give him your bag. We need that bag.
Yes.
You need
just...
passage.
Right. And who exactly are you to demand toll here?
We are the path of the Jug, the protectors of Deathblow Mountain.
Right. And what exactly are you protecting? I thought
Not
you
you.
dwarves usually live inside the mountain. Or below
Yes.
it.
We do.
Before I consider giving you the bag, have you perhaps heard of the Round Shack, a Goliath tribe?
He kind of like looks back at the other ones and goes, "What of them?"
We are looking for them. They have something in their possession we are seeking.
You wish to fight Ronshak?
Well, perhaps not fight, but if it will come to that, it will come to that.
Jero, quick question. Can I tell what kind of dwarves these are?
Give me a nature check. They are stout and albino. That's about all you can really tell. They're not Duragar, if that's what you're asking. They are clearly not Duragar.
Yeah, I was trying to process of eliminate that out of the way.
Yes, they are not Duragar, but they don't appear like any of the typical dwarves you see. Their skin is way too pale for that. However, they do have still like mostly humanoid-looking eyes compared to Duragars, which are blackened most of the time and adapted into the deep Underdark.
Yeah. So basically, these are rare kind of dwarf that probably even Elarin hasn't seen on his travels.
More than likely not.
Glacier dwarves or something.
You all pay us with bag. We let you pass. And we point where Runeshak went. You can kill them if you want.
I got so much stuff I can't carry without the bag.
You're not getting the bag. What else can we give you?
Oh well, which bag are they pointing at exactly?
The haversack that Alarin has.
Ah.
Also Yurik, mustache.
Well,
Now beard.
I am not one to make enemies when there is possibility of making friends. So yes, you can have the bag.
Good. And you start taking all of the things in your haversack out?
Yeah, pouring most of it over to the bag of holding we have.
Well,
What did they want?
Well, they will show us towards the Ronshak and not attack us in exchange for my bag.
I want to roll an insight on the dwarves to see if they were how truthful they were. I have no idea.
Kind of hard to read them when you can't really make out facial expressions clearly.
Oh.
But yeah. So you empty it all out?
Yeah, let's
If there's
see
anything
here.
you don't want to keep with you, just leave it in the bag and get rid of it.
Yeah, damn it, I'll take, goddamn. Yeah, I will make a list or because I have quite a
Yeah.
few different things,
So-
but I will empty it out and hand the bag over to them.
So, while you're going through that process, you see the other dwarves have approached closer, and they're all roughly his size. And despite the fact that he's only 3.5 feet tall, he's the biggest one among them. The others start like circling around your group and like looking at what you're riding on, looking at Dorzen, and like being a bit confused. But more or less, they seem to be evaluating you as strangers. Sir Yurik, one of them stops and like looks at your armor and goes, "You are Metal Man, eh?"
I am flesh and blood, just as you are, I presume.
Yes, but you wear lots metal.
Aren't you? Yes, metal. It's called armor.
Armor.
Is this a new concept for you?
We do not use armor. He walks over and like tink 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 with his raspy knuckles. Ugh. Ugh. Smells like blade.
Well, it's made from the same thing. Almost.
Ding 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 ding. Good body blade.
Yes, I suppose. I thought you dwarves were used to making metal,
We do.
right? Yes, but do you not make it for armor?
No. There's no reason. We're tough. And like when he slams against his chest, you hear like a against it. They were using their bodies as drums on the way up here.
Alright. Well,
Yeah.
you're certainly stout, I'll give you that.
Like Metal Man. Turns and walks over and keeps evaluating, and after you've emptied everything from the bag, he takes it and like puts his head inside and like looks around confused and pulls it back out. Good
Yeah, would you-
offering.
Yeah. Would you like explanation on the bag, or will you figure it out?
I can figure it out.
Very well. No worries. I was merely asking.
Yes. You follow now. He turns and like puts the bag. What color's the bag, by the way?
The bag would have been just a simple brown with dark green straps.
Okay, so it doesn't look that comical, other than it is the size of him. As he puts the battle axe on his shoulder, and the rest of them are escorting you past the mountainside. They start deviating you from the original path you were on, and do you accept?
I'll give a quick insight to see if they're actually
Sure.
being honest. Yeah, I'll follow.
Kind of hard to read. So
Yeah.
you keep following them, and they completely move you past where you are. Now you're supposed to be heading just about true south, and they start bringing you a bit more western than south as you are walking through this area.
Hello, can you ask them about their tribe or civilization? I want to write this down for the Lyceum.
Yes, I would not mind doing some small talk. I will see what I can dig up for you.
So
Yeah. So Alarm will go up to the leader again. For my good offering, would you mind sharing some information about yourself, your culture, perhaps?
we will talk when you get in mountain. Then we pass by.
Very well.
Best to be quiet out here. or else the Shusha will find you. You have no idea what that word is.
Yes.
Actually,
Well,
Alarn, you actually may know what it is. Roll me a... We'll say history.
Probably not then. 15.
Okay. Those are Yetis. Certain cultures that are like reclusive away from civilization don't have the same words for the same creatures. They call Yetis Shusha, which is kind of a play on words within this territory for those made of ice and snow.
Yes, we would not want to arouse them.
Ew. You all keep traveling, and eventually you notice that you've entered into a bit of a dip in a canyon, and up further ahead of you, you see that there is a mouth in a cave that you are kind of moving towards, and right outside of that mouth, you do see it has a large set metal door that has that same exact symbol that he wears in front of him. As a point of order, all the other ones have ornate-looking belts around their waist, but none of them are that large or that ostentatious or well-crafted. As you begin walking closer, you do hear from up top, he looks up and goes, "Shut up, Greg!" Slams on the door. Immediately after one hit, somebody opens it and starts dragging it outwards. The doors are about 40 feet tall in total and about 25 feet wide. And as you start walking through, you notice inside of this cave is a large community of these dwarves. They all look about the same, and they're all looking at you curiously as you're whisked in from the weather and out, finally finding shelter against the cold and possibly even a safe haven. Now, as you begin walking through, you notice you're all the center of attention here. However, inside of this mountain, there are large forges being tended to by individuals. Some people seem to be making bits of, belt jewelry or jewelry for the wrist. Some of them seem to be making weapons, and others are making like these large darkened rods that you can't really understand what it is. But as you are passing through, all of them kind of stop every now and again and look and just nod and let you keep going, and eventually you come over to a inside hut of sorts. It's made mostly out of stone, but it's been crafted and developed beautifully. Very old, very powerful make. And as you get inside, you watch as they move a sheet of leather out of the way where the door would be. And as you crest inside, you see sitting there in the very center of this room is a very, very old dwarvish woman. She has wrinkles streaking down her face, stretching her face down many more inches than dwarves usually have. And she's kind of like hunched over by the fire, holding a staff in her hands and just staring at it. And as soon as she sees all of you walking in, she like slowly over the next 30 seconds stands up, and you're all ushered in. The leather flap is dropped, and there's only one of those dwarves who escorted you in who's inside, but you notice all the other ones are staying outside of this little tent.
Does she seem to be in good health?
Not in particular. She seems really old.
Can Prissa probably has maybe researched something about tribes or
Nope.
maybe clans previously? Is there?
I made my statement before. None of this is in record
I'm
or
not.
knowledge.
Oh no, I'm not saying about like if she knows what this tribe is or what it's called. I'm trying to refer to like, would she be able to know who this woman is in relation to the tribal like hierarchy?
Roll me a history. It's a common thing in many cultures where the eldest person is the most respected in their community. You respect wisdom and experience over anything else. However, typically speaking, in Dwarven culture, you respect them to a degree, but it's strength that they value more highly. The ability to protect people and keep them safe. So that's as best as you can really get. She stands and looks around, and she holds her hand out, and the Path of Jug goes over to her. The Path of Jug goes over to her and hands the bag, and she takes it and drops it on the ground beside her.
Do you all speak the common tongue?
Yes.
Yeah.
Quick question before I answer. Is it warmer in here or is it still cold?
Oh, it is infinitely warmer. There's a big fire that's like dipping into the ground and bellowing outwards. It's almost the height of her.
Yeah, yes.
You! Points at you, Prissa. Sit next to a fire.
Yes, ma'am. And Prissa will hop off of Dorzen and, like, pretty much, like, she didn't even need to be told.
Yes, we thank you for your hospitality.
Huh? You come through next time, you have offering ready. We protect, we keep mountains safe. You pay us for it.
If it's alright if I ask, safe from what?
Everything. Safe from conquerors, safe from God, safe from army, safe from Yeti, safe from giants, harpies, safe. We keep it safe.
And do you keep it safe for yourself or
Yes,
on behalf of... Alright.
we protect us. You come through, you want protection, you offer.
Right. Well, makes sense.
So, you all travel here. You come from Tal'Dorei.
Correct.
Yes,
Yes.
we came from Iman.
I don't know that.
You heard of Singorn?
No,
Alright. Big forest.
we know Big Forest.
Right.
Oh, elves. You're
Right.
not elves.
No. But we came from their place,
Oh,
their city.
We passed through, yes.
you are friends of elves.
Well, we are friends of whoever are friendly to us.
Hmm. So, kiss ass.
You hear the other dwarf like sitting there just burst out laughing loudly.
Yorick will actually give a small laugh as well at that.
Hmm. Yes, I suppose.
You have many protections. You expect to be here long, yes?
Well, for a while,
Once we find the Goliaths of the... What's the name again? The
Runeshaw.
Runeshaw
Ronshak.
Runeshack.
tribe, we will be out of this area, I suppose.
What quarrel you have with Runeshak?
We don't particularly have a quarrel with them, but they have something we need.
Ah, you speak of their mother.
I don't know who their mother is.
Who is their mother?
Their mother, their ancestor. You seek what they have and you don't even know about it? You are bad at job.
Sorry.
It is fine. Hands closer to fire.
Yes, ma'am.
Well, that is fair. We do not know much about them.
Ah,
We only know they should be in possession of something that we seek, yes.
Hmm. Well, they will not give up their mother. She keeps them safe.
We've been told that they are rather aggressive.
They don't like outsiders. They don't like anybody who is not a part of their world. They tolerate us because they have to.
Right.
But they seek to protect the Riffimist jungle and the tribes there. Although they are failing.
They're failing, you say?
Yes. The jungles
so?
are cursed.
Cursed in what way?
I don't know. We do not live in jungles, we live here. It is not our problem.
Right, but do you know what the well, you say they are protecting the Riffin Mist jungle
Yes.
from anything particular?
Everything.
Like
You are
the
from
way you are
Tal'Dorei.
protecting your mountain, right?
Yes.
Right.
You are from Tal'Dorei. You do not fear everything around you. You should. That is why big dragons kill everybody there.
But the dragons were stopped.
Yes. Too late. If you work with fear, you work smart.
I would suppose I would call it caution myself, but fair is an apt description.
Living a life plagued by fear is no life at all.
Fear is not plague. Fear is survival. You fear what you do not know. You approach with suspicion. If you do not approach with suspicion, you die.
Or those you care about get hurt.
Yes.
I was thinking, in case we do come back here on our way back, if I perhaps could be of some service to pay up the tribute before we leave. If you have any sick, I could help them.
We do not get sick. If we get sick, we die.
Well,
But do any of you have other things to offer for next time? Bag is nice. I like this bag.
yes, just do be careful and do not put too much in it. It might explode.
I know what that bag is.
Very well.
I've lived long time. I know these things. But do you have anything else to offer? You wear armor, which shows you are scared of some things, which is good.
Well, yes. Not getting stabbed is,
A reasonable fear.
yes.
But do any of you have something to offer? Do you have skills?
Haven't we already paid the first offering?
Yes, of course. But he is discussing coming back again. On
Well,
your way
perhaps.
back. Yes.
Is there anything you want in particular for offerings?
Do you have good metal? Do you have strong fire?
Have some fire, all right.
Yes. Our
Jimmy,
friend
did
Sir
you just say
Yorick
something?
over there.
A lot.
Oh, I haven't heard you at all.
No, that's what he's saying.
Oh, a lot? Okay, gotcha.
Yes, well, our friend Sir Yorick over there. He can command quite strong fire magic.
You have good fire magic.
Need be?
We may have use for you. Will you come with me and help?
I can also do some fire magic if you need some help.
Good, both of you. Wait, you warm first.
I'm warm now.
Get
Thank you,
warm.
ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
I don't mind helping, but I would prefer it if you told me what I'm helping with.
Yes.
How do I say? Korvak. Both of you who understand Dwarvish, she's saying seed.
Seed?
Her common is not very good. She said seed, S-E-E-D, seed.
Right.
Yes, seed.
Yes, it needs more fire.
What sort of seed is this?
It is ember seed. Keeps mountain warm inside, while not hurting cold outside.
Seed. It is your heat source.
Yes. It needs more fire. We run out of wood, but we are smart because we are scared.
Yes.
Can I do a nature check, Jero? I want to see if we've come across any like deposits of like coal minerals.
Please
along
go
this
ahead.
way. Maybe these guys are just stupid. 22.
Interestingly enough, anywhere that you think the coal would be other than deep within the ground, you haven't seen any. And the mountain has looked like it's been worked and shaped. These are dwarves still, so they understand the basic necessities to doing all of this. So it stands safe to presume that they've probably used up all the coal in this area.
Hey, I'm not Sir Yorick. I don't assume things based on race.
Correct. That's fair.
Aw, shit.
However, maybe.
Dude, I think he's mentioned every stereotype.
Yeah, right. Don't you make my armor?
Like, you're an elf. You're good with the bow, right?
Don't you peasants have a horse masseur as well?
Honestly, how have you made it this far in life?
Yeah.
Where's your coal? You don't have a coal?
Oh, I can actually. I can also myself help with a little bit of fire magic.
Good. Then you all come after food. We say you are safe, you get fed.
Right. And then this will count as tribute for the next passing.
If you can help, yes.
Yes, well, that's fair enough.
So she waits for a little while and like sits down and starts relaxing. After about 30 minutes go by, you do see the tent opens up and a couple of these dwarves who are smaller than the ones you saw outside, and they look like their forearms are much larger, which would suggest that they've worked more physically laborious jobs than those that are probably the hunters and the protectors of the region. Difference between, you know, a hunter and a blacksmith is mostly in their forearms and their hands. But they come over and they hand out what looks to be this slightly burnt looking meat on a stick. Now they hand out 3 sticks to each of you, 2 to Prissa, 2 to Jimmy.
Thank you.
Oh,
Prissa will go ahead and dig in.
Alrighty.
How does it taste?
A little tough, a little burnt, but not like disgustingly burnt, just like thoroughly cooked to the point where it is crisp and crunchy. And it's kind of like that tough meat that you have to like rip through, almost like a well done steak. If you've ever had one of those, they're nasty.
Yeah, every now and then piece gets stuck in the roof of the mouth of Alarin, and he does that cat thing. They get something stuck in their mouth.
But I mean, it's edible, and in fact, eating just the two of them has filled you up completely, Prissa. And for any of you who eat the three, you are full. It is very nutritious, and you even feel like your body is like invigorated slightly from it. Like you have a large amount of, natural calories and like carbs in your body. You're ready.
That was good. What is this?
Basilisk.
Oh.
Oh,
Yes.
interesting.
You have to cook thoroughly, or else you could die.
I could see that.
And
But
do you hunt basilisks here, or
No, we farm.
you farm them?
Yes.
And they are tame?
Eh.
Don't your people get turned to stone?
No. No, we blind them
Oh.
at birth.
Well, that's... Right.
yes, that does appear to be the smarter option. Yes.
Yes. We need food source. We have food source. Many years ago, we had female, we had male. We kept both. Now we eat.
Yes, and it is quite good meat.
Good.
I did not actually expect it to be basilisk.
Now chew this. She hands like a tiny green, like split leaf to each of you. It's very small, almost like a 4-leaf clover, but with only 2 cloves.
Which one's this? Chris asks before she puts it in her mouth and
Mint.
stuff.
You start
Yeah.
chewing on it. It's a mint leaf.
Thank you.
It's refreshing. Clears the
That is quite
sinuses.
good.
Yeah. So, you all follow now. She stands up again, and it takes her another 30 seconds, and she starts walking with her cane very slowly.
Does it seem like she has like arthritis or?
Oh, absolutely.
Old
Yeah, she is very old.
If you would not mind, I could perhaps.
Immediately, the other dwarf covers your mouth with his hand and goes, "No."
Prissa will, as this could probably take a little bit of time to get to the door and stuff. She's gonna use prestidigitation to make her clothes be warm for like an hour, because that's
Okay.
something you can do with prestidigitation.
1 foot cube, you can. Yep.
Um.
But yeah, the dwarf looks scared when you're about to like offer to help her.
We didn't catch your name either, ma'am. I'm Prissa. What should we call you?
I am the jugger.
Do you mind telling us what the path of Jug is?
Yes.
Also, can you spell that, Jero?
Jugger. Okay.
Oh, Jugger. Like Juggernaut?
Yes.
No. Yeah.
The path of Jug are the people who have followed me and have learned my ways and teachings their lives.
So it is you who led these dwarves here? Or...
I have the one who's kept them safe their whole lives. They're
see.
back generations. The Juga is the eldest.
Alarn will bow down a little and reach out a hand. My name is Ilarin. It is a pleasure.
She looks at your hand and grabs and squeezes it.
And Alarn will try to cure her of her arthritis as she does that without her noticing, hopefully.
How do you do that?
Just lay on hands as she...
you would need regenerate to do something like that.
No, it's a disease, isn't it?
I think for old people, it's less of a standard disease and more like your bones are so fucking old, they're deteriorating, dying. So you would need to regenerate her bones to do that, which you can't do with just a touch. I think that takes a couple of minutes.
Yeah, well,
You don't cure old people with paladins.
No, not old age itself, but like arthritis and stuff like that.
That's the symptoms of being old. It's not like they have arthritis from writing many hours. It's age. She's old. She's raggedy. So it's just not going to be able to help.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah. But anyways.
Still try.
Yeah.
So
you do that. Also, as you do that, I'm going to roll damage. That'll be 6 points of bludgeoning damage as she squeezes your hand.
Don't I get an athletics to try and resist?
No, you offered it. You offered your hand, and she's shaking it as she does.
Yeah, fair enough.
So you just hear the in your hand as she goes,
Yeah.
Good to meet. And she keeps walking.
I'll just redirect the 5 points into healing myself instead.
Yeah, you all see like he has to snap his pinky back in position from that.
Should I offer to shake her hand too, or is?
I would suggest you do not.
Not
She
if
has
you want
quite the
to
grip.
keep your hands.
The other dwarf laughs and keeps walking with you. He's walking right beside Yurik.
Okay.
So, you all travel through this area, and it takes you probably about an hour to make it across the entire cavern, walking behind her, where she sits on a set of stairs, moves herself up onto a railing that's been set up there, and pushes herself down to slide quickly. There are stairs, but she's getting down faster.
Krissa is going to attempt to follow suit.
Okay. You climb up there. Just give me an acrobatics check. All right, that's good enough. You're sliding down very quickly, and when you're about at the very bottom, like she's standing there, only taking like 2 steps at that point, and you slide and slam into her.
Oh no, I was gonna wait till okay.
Your acrobatics was just good enough to slide. But after you slam into her, you facepalm onto the floor, and she turns and looks and goes, You have to work on landing! Stretches down and like helps you up.
Thank you. Sorry, I didn't mean to run into you.
I'm not hurt.
Okay, that's good.
We are
I'll
tough.
take the stairs.
Okay. So you all take stairs like normal people. Dorzen stands up top and goes,
I will wait here.
Dorzen, you should come with.
I will wait here.
He's not here.
I know, but he's also the one with a certain hammer that is on fire or something.
True. Fine, he'll come. Fine. So once you're all down there, and Prissy, you're the first one who sees it, there appears to be a 80-foot wide crater inside of the ground, and sitting out of it is this blackened, coal-looking, slightly like sunflower seed shaped acorn in the middle. It stretches all the way up, about 40 feet tall itself, and you notice that most of the blackened areas around it barely have a flame pulsating around it.
So it's not like a big meteor, it's just literally an acorn in the giant acorn.
It's a giant acorn inside of a small meteor crash looking area.
Neat.
Now everybody else, you get down there and you see the exact same thing. And you also see that there's a handful of these other dwarves down here who are currently tending to it and trying to like add more fire to it any way they can. Adding extra coals, some dropped metals that were ablaze, anything they could, throwing at it, which pulses with a little bit of heat and then depreciates.
Can we have a close look at that?
Yes, be careful. You touch it, it hurts.
Yeah, Krista's probably also going to take a close look at this because it is fascinating.
Okay.
I'm trying to get an idea of what this thing is. I'm
Go right
gonna
ahead.
pull out the actuator just in case, but I want to get up close.
Alrighty, go right ahead. What do we get? Okay, so that is. I keep forgetting. That's just identify. Jimmy, I was gonna offer to whisper it to you, but you probably wouldn't keep it to yourself anyways.
I mean, you can. If somebody asks me, no.
Okay, I'll whisper it to you.
Sure.
Then Pris is gonna immediately ask you what you
Right,
actually
right.
said.
Yeah.
But the question, I mean, it depends. So yeah, just whisper it, Jero. It'll be fine.
Yeah, Lauren is just waiting behind your back to ask as soon as he sees you're done.
Yeah, does my actuator melt again?
Because it is magical, no. However, you being that close in proximity for a minute, I'm gonna say you probably suffer 12 points of fire damage.
Okay.
It's just really hot next to it.
Yeah.
But you can withstand that easily enough, because I think your curiosity is more overpowering than the fire.
Well, to be honest, if it was that damaging, I'd just put the actuator on top of Ouch and have him crawl up to it.
Okay. Ouch just sitting there.
Yep.
Yep.
Sure. All right, come back, Ouch. Ooh,
He
that's
comes back and...
Oh.
Yes.
I see.
This is our seed. It provides heat for all of us. And provides heat for our forges. But it has been... losing its heat as of late, and we don't like that.
Do you know why? Oh, Jimmy. Also, what did the actuator say about it?
Well, it seems to be a magical essence of sorts from some type of creature.
Oh. Yes, it is a seed.
She's not wrong. So you guys are just looking for fuel for this thing then to keep
Yes.
everything warm.
It likes having more heat on it, and we've been running out of coal. We've been running out of different acids. It has not been helping. It can persist as is for the time being, but if you are here and you can help, you can be friends.
Well, let us see what I can do to start with, at least. And do you have a stick of sorts? Does not need to be all that big, just so I can hit it.
Just wait a little bit, Lauren. I just want to find out exactly what this thing is.
Dozen,
And I
what?
start casting Legend Lore.
Hey. Do you have the components?
Yeah, I bought enough to cast it one time.
And this is the one time you're using?
Yeah.
Alrighty.
This thing is so intriguing enough.
Does Legend Lore say you have to touch it the whole time? Because I know Identify does.
Let's see. Name or describe a person, place, or object. The spell brings your mind to a brief summary of the significant lore about the thing you name.
To say range is touch.
Let's see.
Range self. He just needs to describe
so
what
you
he
don't need
sees
to
in
touch
front
it,
of him.
so you don't take any damage, but you're in front of it. You have the little bit of information from Jimmy and what they've called it as the underlying information.
Yeah.
Let's see how much you can actually get from this. Alrighty. This is a seed of life for an ancient fire primordial. It is back in the old days, before the calamity, before all of that, Primordials used to roam around all of Exandria and were the defining factors in development of all of the land and everything in this entire world. The seas were created by primordials, the mountains were created by them, the trees, the forest, everything was created by primordials. However, it was also a devastating time to be alive because they were so impossibly powerful and large. Nobody had any reasonable way to tame or to push them back when they sought after an enemy. Some of them were so incredibly powerful, in fact, that when they would get upset, it would cause disasters. The water ones are known for having full tsunamis crashing against the world when it decides to throw a small hissy fit. The fire ones, depending on what they were made out of in particular, when they got upset, they would flood the area with lava. This appears to be a seed of life to one of them. It is slumbering. It is still inside of the seed. However, in its current state, it is dying.
Right. And
now, these things are not innately evil. They are the truest form of chaos. But they are all natural. And they all serve a reasonable purpose. The one in particular this was associated with was a lava primordial. And somehow it fell in battle. Unfortunately, you didn't have enough information to get everything, but somehow it fell in battle, and when it did, it became inert inside of its seed of life to grow and to rebuild itself. And it's been doing that for well over 2,000 years.
Right. So feeding it with fire would help it regain its, life, basically, or
maybe. That's all you got from the first casting of Legend Lore.
Okay. As I sit there and meditate on as the spell ends, I want to do just a religion check, cast guidance on myself, and I want to sort of establish how I think Sarenrae would feel about potentially letting a primordial like this come back.
Oh, that's easy for me to answer. They don't want those things back alive. Yeah. Nobody does. It would be devastating. However, They don't want them dead.
Right.
If they were to die out, there could be catastrophe in the wake of it.
All right. So it's better kept in stasis, basically.
Correct.
Right.
But it was dying in the state it is now.
Correct.
Yeah.
How big is this seed, Jera?
Massive. It is about 60 feet tall and 40 feet, 25 feet wide, sitting in the crater that's about 40 feet wide altogether.
Right.
At the very least, we do not want it to die. So
we should maybe start and
we should fuel its fire for a little bit at least, but not overdo it.
And Prissa, as she's like starting to firebolt kind of thing, like she's having small talk while she's doing that. Well, I'm not an expert on these things, but I think maybe the Ashari, I think there was someone in them that they know how to best deal with this sort of seed.
Yes, perhaps you should give Pike a message. But at the very least, we should fuel it some fire for now, so we make sure it does not die.
Yeah, speaking of which, I said I was firebolting like kind of casually while having some side stuff.
Yeah,
should
go
I
ahead.
roll for damage or should I
roll for
just...
damage? You're not missing. You're not. Yeah.
And Alarin would ask for a stick again, just so he can use it as a improv weapon for Searing Smite.
They hand you a metal rod. They don't have trees here.
Yeah. No, just a stick or something he can use at improvise.
There's a rod.
He'll
get close enough to hit it.
Yeah, get close enough to hit it and cast Searing Smite on the rod for a second level.
So you get closer to it with your rod. Go ahead, roll to hit, and add your strength modifier +1, and that'll be bludgeoning.
Yeah,
15
it's,
fire. Yeah. I know.
It's 1 point of damage for bludgeoning, and let's see, 20d6 fire damage.
What?
For the full duration? Yeah, full duration. Searing Smite
is a once thing.
No,
No,
but
no,
with Searing Smite, it's continuous over turns.
Let me read it.
Yeah, Searing Smite lasts for a minute and does fire damage each round.
The next time you hit a creature with a melee attack that flares and it becomes ignited, it must make a con save. On a failure, the fire attaches itself and then gets the continua damage. It is not automatic.
No, not automatic. But I'm guessing this thing wants the fire, so.
Well, it does not stay on it, unfortunately. It still makes a con save. Even if it accepts it, it would have to be intelligent enough to accept being hit with a fucking rod.
Okay.
But anyways, you get 1 instance of damage.
Quick question, Jero, too. Like, does it look like with 15 fire damage was actually pretty good in my case? Does that look like it had any sort of effect on it?
One section of it blazed up with red and then dulled down slowly.
I'll give it another try.
I want to go over to the woman.
Roll the fire damage, Alarn. Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, the fire damage is only if it fails.
It still takes half that damage regardless.
It does? On a failed save, on a successful, the spell ends. Oh yeah, I guess it does take... Aha!
You still get a little bit of damage, it may matter. But yes, you're walking over, Sir Yorick.
Yeah. And
10 fire.
I asked the woman, so do you know exactly what this thing is?
This is the seed.
Mm-hmm. It is a seed of a primordial.
Yes.
Right, and that primordial cannot be allowed to awaken.
Yes.
Nor should it die. I'm
Yes.
hoping you are doing this just to keep it alive, but not enough to awaken it, right?
We do not wish to all die. We are not stupid.
Good.
At that
I
point,
suspected
too,
as much.
Chris is gonna walk, kind of scurry to Sir Yurik. Sir Yurik, the firebolt worked a bit, but I think we might need something bigger. I was going to.
I'm getting to it. Let me just.
Sir Yorick is the only cautious one right now.
I just want to be sure that we are actually doing the right thing here.
Jimmy's got like 3 different stacks of things, just like he's pulling them out of his bag one after the other.
Damn it! I'll give it another shot as well with the.
Go for it.
So just I'm guessing I won't miss no matter what. So just give me the con save. DC 16.
It's still very successful.
Yeah.
You would imagine a primordial has an incredibly high con.
Yeah, I'm just hoping. That's another 9 fire damage.
You're hoping for a 1. I gotcha.
Yeah, I'm guessing that's what it's gonna need, but unless it starting to figure out my intention to actually feed it fire.
So you slam against it and little bit, and then almost immediately pulsates away. Jimmy, roll a since you're the one kind of standing back evaluating this, roll me any type of check you would to see if you can notice how the fire is reacting to it.
Going with Arcana.
Go.
Actually, going with they're the same, but going with nature because I'm more interested in the reactive properties of the fire. 17. I'm going to flash a little genius on this just because I like working with fire, man. It's great. Does a lot of good stuff. 21.
21. 21's a big difference. Let me get that note out. Okay. The way the shell is reacting to the fire, it seems like the shell to the seed, as many shells to many creatures, or eggs if you want to think of it like that, the outside boundary is the protective boundary. Now the fire is sparking against that outside boundary, but it doesn't seem to be hot enough yet to actually pierce through that and to be consumed by the actual egg. As of now, Prissa got closer, but she seemed pretty far away from that. You have to be able to apply enough consistent heat to it, or a blast of heat to it, to pierce through the outer shell in order to get it, reinvigorated by the damages.
I put one of my containers that I took out and put it back in my bag.
Okay.
And yeah, I'm like kind of organizing a few little tinctures and devices. Oh, what is that? Carry on.
Yep.
So I was thinking that I could fireball the top of the shell, and you could fireball towards the bottom of it, and we do it at the same time if we wanted to maybe jumpstart this elemental primordial.
Well,
Guys, you're gonna need a consistent heat source.
that's what I'm thinking. So
Explosions don't really do much. They cause more force than fire.
Yeah, they have been trying.
let's just. Do you have Prissa? Do you have the ability to cast a wall of fire? No.
No.
No. Well, I'm going to do that. And
Oh shit.
yeah. So I'll cast wall of fire to encircle or around as much of the thing as possible.
I think your surface area could be like 3/4 of it.
All right.
Yeah.
And just have the heating part directly towards it, and just concentrate on that. It lasts for 1 minute.
Yep.
Which
So
is a total of 50d6.
So go ahead, roll all of that.
All right. I'll just roll 50d6.
Yeah.
Hold on, before he does that. Well, as he does that, because it can be during, it's a whole minute, right? Jimmy is going to throw in an oil like flask. I have a flask of oil, so gonna be cooking with grease, baby.
Okay.
If
An
we're
extra D6 per round, technically.
Yep.
I just can Prissa do some
Something
sort
burns, it's 1D6.
What were you
fire.
saying, Prissa?
Can Prissa do some sort of check to determine whether a certain amount will I don't want to accidentally wake this thing. So is there a check I can do to figure out if what we're doing may accidentally do that or not, or?
Nature check. This is going to be a high DC. You're going to have to freeball it.
All right, well,
and the duration is 2 rounds for a flask of oil.
Well, I'm casting oil flask, which is grease.
Grease is not flammable, if you read.
No?
Not in this edition, I guess.
Well, then for flavor, I'm throwing an oil flask. Whether or not it does anything is,
And to help out, Prissa is going to fireball the top half of the shell.
Okay.
The egg.
You know what? It is a living thing. I'm gonna try to rush in and lay on hands for 30 and rush back out. before I take any damage from the firewall, at least.
But we would probably wait till you're done doing that, and before we do our little fire stuff.
Yeah, that could
Okay,
also work.
yeah, safer call.
Yeah,
Don't run
probably,
into the
probably.
fire. All right, so you
Yeah,
run
but,
in,
yeah.
grab on the shell. There's no life for you to connect to on the shell. The shell itself is not
okay.
living, the thing inside is.
Gotcha. Well,
Yeah.
worth a shot.
However, please, Sir Yurik, as we've been trying to do for the past 5 minutes, roll your
Yeah.
dice.
That's
167. So all the ones can be rerolled, and that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I think.
So
Let me
minus,
count that.
wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
All right.
Yeah, there's 10 of them.
Yeah. So I'll just.
So
reroll.
minus 10, roll 10d6.
The 157 plus.
Almost rolled a 10d16 there.
Oh.
Let's see. Alright.
Plus 28.
Yep. I'm
Alrighty.
not sure if I can still reroll those once again.
So 1 second. No, you only get to do it the first time.
Yep.
It's not
Yeah.
every single one, or else it would say treat them as 2s.
Yeah.
But anyways, that's still pretty good.
Yeah.
As you throw up that wall of fire that grows around the bottom, you all notice after about 10-15 seconds of this burning, it starts glowing red around the base, much like it would when you had those blasts of damages. However, now it seems to be crackling upwards all the way towards the top. And Prissa, you aim up, huge fireball at the top, which then coalesces the red down into the other red that Sir Yurik just did. And then you watch as that happens, and it starts cracking all the way through. And the outer layer of the shell completely starts flaking and falling off all over the place. I need
so
all
you-
of you to give me dexterity saving throws.
Ah!
That is successful. That is
But I
not.
was gonna say, too, like, once it starts flaking, Chris was gonna tell Sir Yerk to probably put down the wall of fire.
Yeah, I haven't had the chance to react to it yet.
Not yet. Alrighty. Jimmy is the only one who failed. Everybody else got the fuck out of there. Jimmy, however, you're going to be taking some fire damage here, buddy.
He's used to it.
So it's a Tuesday?
Yep.
I'm guessing the dwarves got the fuck out of there a long
Oh, they were
time ago.
standing really far away. We're looking at 36 points of fire damage as one of the outer shells falls directly in front of you, and everybody else, you take half. Sir Yurik, give me a con save, please. Okay, you managed to
how
maintain
much
your
was it?
spell. It was 36, so 18.
Okay.
However, after that happens, you look back at the egg, which is now glowing much more, and it's around the end of your spell anyway, so you let it drop. And this entire large seed has that, like, dark ripple of fire and energy pulsating off of it, and all of the fallen exterior shells are lying around the floor and are starting to smolder and steam around them. You immediately notice it is way warmer in this room. It feels like summertime at the beach right now. It is so freaking hot, but it's dry, thankfully.
Miss Jagger, is that what you were looking?
You did it. You all did this.
Yes, let's go. It's warm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Yes.
kind of like the warmth, to be honest.
Well,
It is less warm upstairs. She goes over to the stairs and starts walking up one at a time.
Prissa's basically at her side as she's walking.
You do see that other dwarf is like sitting down there, arms crossed, looking at it, and goes over to a large barrel and starts taking the chunks of the shell and putting them in there. He has to put on these like very heavy-duty gloves to do it, but he is managing to put them there. Jimmy, you would notice this out of everybody, I think.
I was about to actually ask, could I go over and see if he'd let me steal a piece?
Do you know how to shape it?
I mean, not yet.
Oh, wait, sorry. The other dwarf.
What?
He speaks dwarvish only.
Yeah. I just kind of point to it. May I have that?
Oh.
And I reach out.
Roll persuasion.
Yeah.
Oh, is it the flake? Or...
Yeah, one of them.
All right.
7.
You reach out and he just slaps your hand away.
How
How
all
thick
right.
are
Yeah,
those flakes?
it's your guys's. I'm sorry.
What'd you say, Yurik?
How thick are the flakes?
Some of them are about 3 to 4 inches thick. Other ones are only about an inch thick. Some of them have been split, shattered, and scattered all over this room.
Right. Well, if there are several that are lying on the ground, I want to try and get one myself.
You go ahead and touch it, and immediately the dwarf goes, "Oh, you don't want to give me a con save." He has special gloves.
Yeah.
Ow, 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 ow. Luckily, you only take 9 points of fire damage, but you immediately drop that back on the ground.
Right.
Shit, that's hot.
Yeah. I just realized
You
I don't
don't
have protection
touch
from
it.
energy memorized.
Huh?
Yeah, I don't have protection from energy prepared today, so.
Don't touch it, it is hot.
Well, yes,
You need
I
some?
assumed that, but well, yeah. Well, I was thinking maybe those things can be used for some.
Yes. They are very
Armaments.
useful. Talk to Juga, see if she wants you to have some. We gather up.
All right.
Go. Tell your little friend, don't touch, it hurts.
Right.
Apparently, he wasn't trying to be like, "No, you can't have it." He's like, "Don't touch it; it'll hurt."
Yeah.
Translate.
Yeah. Jimmy, it burns. It hurts. It's a bit warm.
You look at his hand, which is like blistered now.
Do have gauntlets though when I try to pick it up, but yeah.
Oh yeah, that makes the blistering even worse. Now it's stuck to metal. So you all head upstairs after about half an hour of walking. The total of 2 flights of stairs. After making onto the landing, the Juger just keeps walking, catching her breath. Escorts you all over towards her tent. I'm gonna say Alarin, since you're probably the first one back up here. Roll me a perception check. Well, Prissa and Alarin, roll me a perception check.
Mm-hmm. 15.
You both notice that the hearts that they were cooking in, the big, thick, smoldering fires they had before, are now actively blazing outwards. And a few of them seem like energetically trying to craft weapons and other random effects that they have down here that they were working on more slowly, but now with this newfound source of heat, they are active, they are trying to get it all done.
I see. So the seed is connected to every fire in this place.
There are tunnels dug by the basilisk long ago. They connect, and we filter. Now the heat
That
is
is quite-
concentrated.
Yes. Quite impressive.
Yes.
So, she
Are we
brings you
still
into the...
moving, or-
Yeah,
Okay.
all of you can catch up, no problem. You're all upstairs. But she brings you over to the tent. She goes,
You all sleep here. Comfy. Good, solid ground. Warm. Don't stay too close to fire. It's hot.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thanks. And gather around, guys. I'll heal us up a bit.
Yes, I wanted to ask them, Mr. Jugger.
When prayer of healing.
When we were traveling here, we were near a tower that we were told to stay away from, where we weren't intending to go in. But when we were camping last night, we were visited by some individuals in a. Actually, no. I think Pris only remembers that one individual, right? Because
Yes.
it was only Sir Yurik.
Sir Yurik's the only one who experienced all of them.
It was big, and Prissa just kind of describes how best she can what she saw. Do you know what that was?
Yes. They are Rukshak. Runshak. You are seeking them, yes?
Yes.
Yes, that is them. They are strong Goliath, big, more giant than human.
Well,
They are very strong. They will pop you like zit.
And she does that like right in front of your face, Prissa.
I'll make sure I'll make sure they don't pop me then.
But we thank you all. May I see weapons?
Cast prayer of healing one more time.
Okay.
Yes. I suppose that would be all right. Elarn will go down on a knee and hold out his blade to her.
All right. She takes it and like places it by her side.
Anyone else?
Prissa shows her weapons, which is, a quarterstaff, a dagger, and a short sword +1.
Sword.
I'll give her my vicious longsword.
Oh.
And also my shield, in case she can do anything.
I mean,
She looks at that and just throws it back to you.
I don't think
They can't do anything with armor. Well, they could, but they can't make it better.
Yeah.
Yes, Jimmy.
I don't think you'd really know too much about this, but I'll like unholster and hold out my modified firearm.
Oh, may I?
Yeah.
She like takes it. Is it a revolver chamber?
No, it's just
Canister
like
chamber?
it's like a musket.
Okay, gotcha.
In appearance, it looks like a hand musket, but it's got a wooden wand, like on the top of the chamber.
Gotcha. Yeah, that's your red dot, right?
Yep.
So she looks at it and like looks down in the barrel and starts like looking at it and goes,
Oh. Black powder.
Used to, yeah.
I will not cook with this.
hands it back to you.
No, I didn't think so.
Right.
Prissa will turn the doors in and
He shakes his head
Listen.
no.
Well, no, I was gonna say though, if you talk to their smiths, they seem to be really good with weapons. They might help you talk to your Maul.
Are you good friends with your weapon?
Dorzen looks at her. Yes.
Good. It's good to forge bond with weapon. Makes you closer, stronger.
Yes, it does.
But
You don't happen to have anything like that lying around, do you? Any weapons that you form bonds with?
we form bonds with all weapons here.
Hmm. Okay.
Anyways,
She takes all of the weapons you just handed and walks out with them.
I just have a question for her before she leaves. Do you think it would be possible to make a shield, sort of like this, out of one of those flakes? Is it sturdy?
Let me see, shield.
I give it back to her.
She like drops all of the other ones like loudly on the floor, not even really caring, and then like starts evaluating it and goes,
Maybe. I would have to take apart to find out.
All right. I'll take a part of this shield.
Take it apart. I need to know how to craft it. We don't use these.
All right. Well, this shield is magical.
That's fine. Our fire destroys magic. Reforges magic too.
All right. Well, if you
Well-
can try to make something similar out of one of those flakes, then
It will take a lot of time. We would not have time to do it tonight if I also did your weapon.
all right. Well,
Just curiosity. The magic in the weapons will not go away, will they?
Only if we want to. But you
Yeah,
have good
that is
magics
good.
in your weapons. We do not wish to take that from you.
Very
You
well.
help us.
Then I have
great
no
deal.
objections.
We wanted you to break the exterior. You invigorated the actual source. You did us better favor. So now we are friends. But we need to do better favor to be even.
out of character, it was 100 damage to break the exterior. You doubled it. You invigorated the actual seed.
Jero,
Not enough to awaken. Yeah.
Is Jimmy familiar with this type of forging with like enhanced magical fire? Like I know I've done mundane like nonstop, and I've done other type of magical crafting, but have I crafted before with magical fire?
No, you have not.
Okay.
This would be a completely
I'm
new thing for
following
you.
that.
Okay. She looks at you and goes,
Are you a smith?
Yeah.
Really? Let's see
Smith?
hand.
I show her like a very charred, burnt hand
oh yeah.
underneath my glove.
Yeah, you clearly have smith hands.
Oh.
Good. Strong hand. She claps it.
If I could watch, that'd be great. If I could partake, that'd be even better.
You can watch. If you get in our way, you have to leave.
No, I'm.
Your friends do not seem to want to wait here too long, and we want all of these done tonight.
Would it be okay if I watch you? My good friend is a smith, and
Yes.
I'm used to keeping an eye on Jimmy.
You don't need reason. Come on. Does anybody else want to watch?
I'd be happy to walk.
Yes.
You have to stay out of the way.
All right.
Prissa
Of course.
does
way,
kind
guys-
of turn to Doors and those.
Doors, and maybe you should come too, because if the mall is from the Allhammer, this might better connect you.
As you kind of like whisper that to him, Juger stops in her tracks, turns and looks at you.
You have Allhammer? You have an Allhammer.
Well, I suppose we do, yes.
Not called Allhammer.
It is Allhammer. It's God. God. Hammer.
Lauren will explain in Dwarvish what the gist of the weapon is.
Ah, yes, that is what I mean.
Yes.
May I forge it?
That's up to Doors, and
Yes, we cannot really take that decision on his behalf.
Yeah, we can't. So he's like,
Yeah.
maybe next time.
I do think he wanted it to be a I think he wanted it to be a one-handed weapon so he could use it with his fuel wielding. But
Correct. Yeah, he did want that. So, I mean, players group, do you want to take the risk of trusting this dwarf into reshaping a vestige of divergence?
I
if
don't
there's
mind.
anyone we could trust it with, I think it's these guys.
It'd be with a dwarf who's good at smithing weapons, and they're using a primordial fire seed, so
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm also asking you in game, would you guys be comfortable with us delaying our travel for just one day if they can make a shield also?
I'm okay with it, but I don't want to take too long.
No, of course not.
A few
Well,
things,
another day shouldn't be a problem.
I'm okay with somebody else working on the weapon, but I will need to take notes and supervise. So
If we are reshaping that, it will take me a long time.
I'll be with you. It's very important that I understand the process, if it is possible.
Okay. It will take me a long time to reshape this hammer, but I want to do it.
Bring on the exhaustion.
How long do you think it would be?
Minimum 7 days.
ooh, I figured that one. Shit.
It's not an easy task. They can reshape all of your weapons in a day, overnight. But this... Which, to be fair, recrafting and reshaping any magical item usually takes about a week to a month. And they can do it in a day. So imagine how long it would take to try to do that with the hammer when you're not here. But it's your choice. I'm not forcing you to do anything.
Well, we know we can get it done and where we can get it done. We don't have to do it necessarily.
But do you want to wait the 2 days to get the shield and the hammer done? Which, by the way, Yurik, the shield's still a question mark.
In character,
You might lose your shield in the process, and they can't reforge a equally good one.
Okay.
So it is a risk because they don't work on shields; they work on weapons.
Yeah. Okay. I'll give them. I bought a shield for Call. So he has a basic shield and also a chainmail. But yeah, I'll give them that shield instead.
Okay, and he goes,
Just,
"Can you? What weapon did you give him, by the way?"
he's got a longsword.
He hands over the longsword as well. Can you maybe? I'm gonna have magic.
You deserve it. I doubt they'll do anything with your chainmail though, or chain shirt.
They look at it and goes,
It is made of chains.
That it is.
but anyways, they take all of the weaponry. They are not going to take, because I believe you confirmed you don't want to wait a week, right? You think that'll be a little too
Yeah.
long?
Probably. Maybe on the way back.
I mean, we already waited 1 week for the previous downtime. That was like, that was just researching. We don't want to make those Goliaths wait for us.
Yeah.
So, they are going to get started on each of your weapons, and they are going to add a quality that this flame possesses to them. I need a d6 from each of you, and one at a time, roll a d6, and then comment immediately after, before somebody else rolls, what weapon you gave them. So it's a +1 short sword, right, Prissa?
Yep.
All right, just write that in. All right, next person roll.
Yep.
They cannot work with the
Okay.
quarterstaff. It is not metal. Okay, next person. I believe that's just you, Sir Yurik.
Yeah.
Vicious. Okay. So, they start working on everything. Sorry. Dorzen has more mundane weaponry as well, right?
I think
It's
he has
vicious scimitar.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he has something of wounding and a vicious.
Okay. So, for Prissa, your short sword. Oh, also, Sir Yurik, roll it for your for Cole. He just doesn't get any extra bonuses from what it previously was.
Or longsword.
All right, he did well. Prissa, your +1 short sword now deals an additional 1 fire damage to hit.
Ooh.
That's it.
Yeah, I think I got the short end there.
Well, your weapon of warning now also deals a +1 fire damage to hit.
Wait, +1? Oh,
Plus
yeah,
1 fire
damage yeah.
to damage. Sorry, not to hit. Just damage.
Yep.
Sir Yurik. Your vicious longsword gains the +1 quality. The vicious scimitar now deals +1 damage to hit. Or +1 damage. I keep saying that. God, idiot. Oh shit, you good, dude?
Yeah, sorry. Having this man flu, you know.
You just said +1 fire damage, not like it's not to attack and damage as well, just fire.
No, it's just 1 extra fire damage whenever you hit them.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, we all rolled too low.
There was the probability of having it be a bit better. However, Cole got the luckiest out of all of you. Sir Yurik, at this point, I think I need to give you a character sheet for Cole.
Yeah, that would be nice.
Okay.
Wait, did Cole give him the his +1 kitchen knife? So now it's got like
Now it's a serrating knife. I'm going to toss him into player NPCs. You have the character sheet. Use standard array for his stats, and he's going to be considered a first-level fighter or paladin. Okay. Or, realistically, fighter. He's not paladin material. However, also add a flame-tongue longsword to his character sheet.
Oh,
nice.
Oh.
Hey, Cole, want a trick?
Yeah, that 1
No.
fire damage seems.
Jero, what insight can I gain, if any, from watching this process?
Roll a perception check.
Should I do that as well? Because I did say I was gonna watch with Jimmy, and
Yeah,
I wanted
roll a
to-
perception check. Jimmy, what you can ascertain is the fires from the primordial are an intense flame that are far stronger than any man-made fire that can be produced without magical means. The basis of it is destruction of metal, but it cannot destroy the magical property. However, there is some type of innate magical essence to it as well, but that's all you can really discern. So crafting with this fire specifically is better. Prissa, the quality of the fire primordial seems to attach to the different enchantments as they've reforged every single one of these weapons into their own metal, which is a blackened reddish steel. So now all of your weapons have a black-red looking hue to them if you put it through this process. The way it works is kind of random, though, as is the nature of the primordial. You start picking up more on a arcane-based nature that certain levels of enchantment can be attracting other enchantments towards them from the fire itself. An innate ability that the metals themselves and the flame produce into it instead of the actual wear and tear of casting magic into this. That's why the process is so much quicker. However, it does appear from you watching Coles that it is significantly more volatile as to what happens to a mundane weapon compared to an already enchanted weapon. And that's what you get from just observing.
I should have given my dagger.
Possibly.
Can I ask Jero, based on the impression, I didn't see really any difference in technique. Like, nothing special out of the ordinary in the actual, like, just hammering, forging, kind of a similar process to what's been seen before.
What they do differently from what you're used to seeing other people do is they put the entire weapon into the hearth and let it start burning away all of the impurities of the metal. And then they replace those impurities with their metal that is forged here in these fires. It is significantly dangerous. It's painful, you imagine, to have to stick your entire body into that metal just to get a freaking longsword out of it again. But they seem very resilient, and like they've done it a lot of times. So these dwarves, as you can ascertain easily, are resistant to fire, at minimum.
They're all forge clerics.
Possibly. But none of them wear armor.
Did you say the normal standard array for call?
Point by.
Alright, yeah.
Yeah, I'm okay with either one.
Yeah, I'll just give him the
As
stat.
he's an NPC, he's not going to be like you guys. He's not going to have good stats.
I don't know.
But yes, the entire process does take the entirety of the evening. While the rest of you, I presume, will fall asleep eventually. Jimmy, you've already accepted that level of exhaustion. Prissa, if you're staying up to learn everything you just said, you're taking that level of exhaustion.
That's fine.
Alrighty. So, after the entire process is done, they do hand back each of the weapons. And you notice they use the shell as the focal point of the metal. It's towards the early morning that you notice they used whatever metal they had lying around, but that metal they had lying around was actually made from the primordial shell, which is why it was stronger, more easily adapted to fire, and can retain some of the essence of the primordial itself. As they start smelting the shells themselves and turning them into ignates. I don't know why I have such a hard time with that word.
Ingots?
Yeah, ingots. Yeah.
Don't guess I could have used the session inspiration either, but
Sorry. It's only a D6. It's just a random thing. It's free. Take it. Like,
yeah.
you can't be upset that you have a bonus.
No. It's just that the one, the one roll of one, not the one damage, but
You would have had the same thing if you rolled a 2.
Hey, Prissa's gonna take all she can get when it comes to regular weapons.
Yeah.
Right now.
Yeah, the only one who walked away well was Cole.
Yeah, he
Hey,
He got
I'm
a
happy
great-
with a +1 vicious longsword.
Yeah. But anyways, morning rolls around. Sir Uric doors in. Alarin, you stretch and wake up. Krissa is writing furiously in her notebook, and Jimmy, I think, is probably still looking at everything that they're doing, like slipping in and out, popping your head in, moving to different places, like being very curious, but the thrill of the moment, I think, hurt you more than anything. However, towards the end of it, Juger comes over to you all.
All right, here are your weapons back.
They're lighter than before, which is a good thing.
Yep.
You all notice that blackened steel with the red streaks pulsing through it, almost like lava veins through them.
Yes, it would appear that your magic is not terribly compatible with this one, but it was compatible enough. You, however,
Hands the longsword back to Cole, and his eyes are like glowing while staring at it.
your weapon was actually well crafted, like very well crafted.
And he just, oh,
That is
Krista-
quite impressive.
Krista tries that with her short sword.
little tiny spark.
I love it.
Yeah.
One of the path told me you wanted some shell, right?
Yes, I was thinking. Well, if you have, how are you? Have you started working on the shield thing yet, or?
We have,
Alright.
but we just started.
Yeah. Oh, I'm just curious to see how it works out.
So am I.
So am I.
All right.
But if you all wish to trade for some shell, we can do this.
It is not lightweight. It is just lighter.
Yeah.
Almost a negligible amount.
Yeah.
Do you wish to trade for shell?
Well, I wouldn't mind buying one if that is.
Yes. What do you have?
So Yurik, I believe that they have a barter system here rather than the currency that we use in.
Well, yeah, yes, I do understand. Let me see. How about this lance here?
Is there anything special about the lance?
No, just normal lance.
We make better.
Look at it.
Well, this is a bit.
Roll insight, Sir Yurik.
Yeah.
Would you guys be happy maybe with some more tools for heating up your seed, your friend?
Do you have something?
Yeah, I have a few things actually. I dig out some of my alchemist fire, alchemist grenades, oil flasks, just a bunch of fuel sources. I got a cask of gunpowder, but I assume that isn't going to be useful the same way. So
She
Jimmy,
didn't seem keen on black powder, so probably.
Jimmy, we talked about this when we worked with Mitch. You don't keep it all in the same place, or else it could end up with a big explosion.
they're all contained separately, so it should be okay.
We gotta give them more distance.
She takes the alchemist fire from you.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead, continue. She's just investigating it.
Yeah.
You remember what happened when that one day when like the whole fort shook, and then you come out, you're like all blackened with char.
Means you worked hard.
I mean, you got to be okay with a setback every once in a while. But these would definitely help if you guys ran low on your fuel.
Well, we like these fire.
Puts down your alchemist fire.
This can start moving towards one, but we need more.
So, just to give you a mechanical thing of what I have 1 vial of Alchemist Fire, and I have, 2 vials of the Alchemist Grenade, which I think was just like an enhanced version of the Alchemist Fire.
It was an area effect version of the Alchemist Fire.
Yeah, so like a big one.
So
essentially.
you explain what it is to them, and they take it and they start investigating it.
These 3, 1 ingot.
Yeah, of course, I'll trade for that.
Good.
I'll pull out for the flake. I'll ask them. I'll pull out my Dragon Chess game set. Have you? Do you have anything like this here? A game? It's called Dragon Chess.
I am aware of the game. It is fun.
Roll persuasion.
All right.
I didn't know you played Soyuric.
Well, I.
Do you want to play Prissa?
I dabble once.
If you want to be emasculated, play Prissa in chess.
I mean, funny thing is, I'm actually not proficient in it.
Yeah, but you have a natural 5. Like,
You know, I'll use my my human determination for the
good call. Good call.
persuasion.
All right, roll again.
So, there we go.
19.
It's better.
She smiles and checks all of the pieces, and naturally yours is ornate, made out of like marble pieces, of course, and she starts looking it all over. Oops, sorry about that. She starts looking it all over and gets, really in-depth detail and looking at it and like evaluating each individual piece before putting it down and crosses her arms.
1 ingot.
Fair enough.
Good.
Jimmy, you just sold like 150 gold worth of shit, and he just sold something worth 10. No relativity price.
Yeah.
They hand you 1 ingot each of primordial shellfire. Add that to your treasure. It weighs 5 pounds, and it has a
Ingot.
natural magical essence to it.
Ingot of primordial shellfire.
Sure.
What were you called?
Primordial shellfire.
Or fire shell.
Primordial.
Uh,
That could be different. That could be phoenix or something like that. This is a primordial shell. It's much.
Yeah, primordial fire shell.
Yes.
Yeah.
Ingot.
Miss
Yeah.
Miss Jugger.
Yes.
I mentioned my friend the smith. If I don't know, I don't have much in the way of material goods, but if I could get an ingot, if I've got some scrolls or a few magical things.
Yeah, Prisa, you can. Maybe they want some of my things. I'm guessing not the wine, but
Oh, I like wine.
perhaps the.
I have some. It's not apple juice, but it tastes similar.
At this
but it's
point,
actually
it's
alcoholic.
empty, Prissa.
Oh, no,
It's
no.
empty, buddy.
I had 3 flasks. One of them I did down once. The second
How
one
many
was when I
days
started.
have you been role-playing just drinking, Prissa?
Yeah.
They're gone. They're flasks. Flasks have like what, 8 to 12 ounces in them? It's not a whole lot. They're all you go and you go, "Aw."
I'll give her. Would 6 bottles be enough for an ingot for my friend?
6 bottles.
Let me smell. She takes and uncorks each one, which immediately devalues them to nothing.
Yeah.
Puts down. Goom.
This is stuff.
There was a bit of coughing.
This is start.
Well, I have no much use for them. Here, you can have all 16.
Oh, you hand over 16.
Yeah.
I thought you said 6. 6 was a start. 16. I'm gonna say she's gonna look at all of them, look at all of you, and hand you, Alarin, 2 ingots.
Yeah, thank you.
Yes.
Here you go, Prisa. You can have one.
Thank you.
And Joe, what'd you say it was? It was a primordial fire shell ingot?
Yes.
Very good. We will work the rest of the day to finish the shield. If you wish to watch, feel free. But you look like you need sleep.
Yeah, I'm pretty tired.
Okay. If any of you get bored, feel free to go out on hunt.
It was an honor watching you and your smiths work.
It was. Thank you. Good night.
Good night.
And then Prisa's just gonna like fall back on, I guess it's a fur bed or whatever. is the
No,
sleeping
stone.
thing.
Hard stone. Blanket over top.
Okay, yeah, she falls on that asleep.
So, Jimmy, are you gonna sleep or are you gonna try again to observe?
I mean, I think I got everything. So I'll take the sleep.
Okay, then. So with the 2 of you going to sleep and everybody else probably going about a normal day, inside of this small little community, I mean, it's nice. It's different from civilization, that is for sure, but, like, they seem to have good values, and their trading system is something that you can respect. More trade in necessity and wanting over value, which is all that civilized world does. And that's kind of a frustrating aspect for a lot of things because people should value things more. And they do. And because of that, they trade. However, I think this is a good place for us all to take a break. So we'll be right back, everybody. Don't go anywhere. We are back in. I mean, if anything, a soldier.
Okay.
Or, like, anything related to being a cook, because he is a cook as a background. So, like,
Yeah, I was
anything that would give him those skills as justification would be reasonable.
Yeah, I was looking if there was some sort of like servant background maybe, but didn't find it.
Yeah.
So,
Anything that gives him that whole, cooker supplies and shit like that. But worry about that another time. He's not relevant yet.
all right.
He's first level.
Yeah.
If you throw him into the fight, he dies. More than likely.
And then you have a flame tongue. Ooh, no.
Hey, woo, loot! But anyways, we
all
are
it
back,
costs you-
everybody. So,
All right.
the shield is being worked on right now. Bless you. The shield is being worked on right now, and it's going to take the better part of today to do it because it's a much slower process for them to slowly rip it apart and try to reforge it using the ingot that they all possess. Sir Yurik, roll me, I'm going to say a D100.
48.
So, they managed to reconstruct your shield, and it does have that, like, darkened hue to it. However, it is just a mundane shield. They aren't good enough with crafting them for it to turn into anything else. And they tried, just no luck.
All right. Well, so we still have a normal shield then.
Yeah. You didn't roll poorly, so it's still a shield.
Yep.
Alrighty.
Well, yeah, this is weird. Apparently it needs to be durable and not flexible, and that's bullshit. Blade is flexible.
Indeed it is.
But are you all going to be leaving now?
We'll say it's been like 8 hours, everybody got their long rest, yada yada yada.
All right. Yeah. I suppose
Yes,
we are.
we should be on our way.
But now, as a point of order, Prissa and Jimmy, you're on the first watches detail because your sleep schedule's fucked from them.
Well, yes, I suppose we should be on our way. We thank you very much for all the hospitality and the reforging of our weapons.
Yes. we thank you for helping us as well. It is good that not all civilized folk are bad folk.
Yes.
Have you had bad experiences with them in the past?
Yes,
Hmm.
we killed them.
I will say sorry on. Well, perhaps a sorry is not needed then.
Oh, they tried stealing from our forges, and they tried taking over our home. They saw the potential that our fires had, and they said they wanted it for themselves. When they tried, they forgot that we were born and raised here. We are better. We are stronger.
Indeed, you are. Well, if nothing else, allow me to apologize for the other civilized folk.
Mhm.
She bows. So, she walks you all over to the door and opens it wide, where each of you are being thrown back out into that valley of snow, and immediately the difference in temperature is flushing for your skin. You're like, oh, that's terrible. It's so warm inside. It's so comfy in there. It's night and day. But now you are all beginning your journey once again. Alarin? Or anybody
Yeah,
else who's going to take the initiative?
Yeah, and they were gonna show us the way as well.
Oh yeah. They will. They go. The Path of Jug is going to walk with you. He turns, and there's two other of these dwarves who walk behind your group, but they're more like they're triangulating around you to keep a watch on the area around and above you as well. He's walking in the very front. You are all looking for the Goliaths, yes.
Yes, that is correct.
Good. Well, you're going to be heading down the mountains. It is long path. Very far. We can take you outside our mountain range and point you in right direction.
It is much appreciated. Thank you.
You begin walking, and it is taking a very, very long time. Trudging through the snow, all of you are slower than the dwarves are. They're used to walking through this area. They're used to hunting in this area. And in fact, there's only a couple of moments where they try like pushing you closer to the actual mountain side as something flies over or looms over or walks past, trying to help you stay away and out of sight from everything. Somehow you're managing to avoid all the encounters. However, you continue through, and once you get on the back end of this entire mountain, you look across at a divoted area. It kind of drops by 300 or 400 feet from where you stand into smaller mountain ranges. And you just now realize you've been climbing in altitude this whole time. Now, looking down at all of this, the valley itself, the snow doesn't quite touch that lower mountain range, and you start seeing the pricking of large jungles. Not a forest, a jungle. The huge vines whipping between trees, stretching across and grabbing at everything. You hear the constant echoes and boisterous animals clacking and barking outwards from all around this surrounding mountain territory. He points and goes, "You all have a good day." Oh, by the way, that's been about 2 days worth of travel, so.
Oh,
you too.
yeah.
It's a big mountain range.
Yeah.
He nods.
Yes, and
Allows
safe
you-
journeys back.
You. He nods downwards, and you see there's kind of like a singular path of stones that can be like jumped on one to another to get down there. It looks pretty dangerous, unless you guys want to take an easier way down.
We might be able to go down that way.
Yes, perhaps
Um,
if you cast fly on someone, and I could carry one, either you or Jimmy down.
Well, I'm assuming that over the time too, Pris has been ritual casting Phantom Steed for Yurik,
Sure.
right? So Aloran's got his cat. Me and Jimmy are on Dorzen, and Sir Yurik's on my Phantom Steed. In that case, I'm going to cast Fly at a 5th level. Yeah, 5th
Okay.
level, and I'm going to cast it on our steeds.
So, all of your steeds lift into the air. Dorzen, not quite being a steed, also being lifted into the air, is going to start circumventing the drop in the mountain and just gliding down smoothly. Now, you are very wide and open in this area as you are flying downwards. I need a perception check from two of you.
I'll throw one out there.
I can do one too if you want, or if someone else wants to
Two
do
people. That's all I need the interaction from. Alrighty. Sir Yurik, you hear the loud barking of some type of monkey in the jungle. It's kind of loud and consistent and noisy. Alarin, you see the monkeys. They're down on the edge of the forest towards the mountain staring at you, and you notice there's about 15 or 20 of them up looming around the trees with red, gnarly looking lips that are like spread wide with their big sharp teeth, and big hands grabbing onto everything. The hands are like disproportionately large for a typical monkey, and they are watching and looming. And from back behind them you also notice like an ape, very large ape, behind them on the floor, staring up at all of you as you are descending.
Hello, and
let's
what are you
see.
looking at?
There appears to be primates of kind. They do not look friendly, but
I thought I heard from apes. Oh, for some reason,
I
I'm
will
there.
I will try to disperse them. Alar will cast Speak with Animals.
Quick question, how far?
Oh, they're
as he
really
gets
far
closer.
away from you. They are
Yeah,
really
but
far.
as we get closer, because they're basically where we need to land, as far as I understand.
No, they're in the jungle, not the actual mountain. They're just watching you fall from a greater mountain to the smaller mountains.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
then,
they're in the jungle watching you. Unless you're planning to just fuck this mountain and jump into the jungle.
Well, Alarm will activate the compass to see.
The direction it's pointing?
And yeah.
Due south. These monkeys are outside of the actual mountain range. I would say southwest at this point.
Yeah, well, it appears we can circumvent them for now, but they might catch up to us. So be on your toes.
You all descend very quickly, finding purchase on the side of the mountain, and immediately the difference in temperature is astronomical. You have now entered into a very, very humid, very hot, jungle-climated area. And it feels mucky. Your clothes begin sticking to you. It's just very uncomfortable. However, as you land, Alarin, you look at your compass, which is now spinning in circles.
That is strange.
What's strange? You know where to go, right?
I'm afraid not. The compass is spinning.
Did you accidentally let go of it?
No, I have been keeping it firmly in the grasp all the way down.
Hmm.
Hmm.
Well,
Perhaps it is more up to our own skills at this point.
could be.
Alarin and everybody else, Alarin's weapon immediately warns you to duck. Everybody give dex saving throws.
Ooh.
Yay.
Off the map. Off the map. Okay. Sir Yurik is the only fail. Oh wait, sorry, Dorzen. Still here.
Wait, what did you mean by you saw a duck?
Okay. Everybody else, you see large boulders fly from all around the sides of this mountain up towards where you are, and an instinct kicks in for you each to like dive out of the way, dip, and dodge as best as you can. However, Sir Yurik, you hear the duck and you immediately start looking around.
I will remind you too, we do still have 60 feet of flying speed, unless it, depending on how much time it took us to get down
It
the
took
mountain.
you a minute to get down there.
Yeah, so we still have 9 minutes of being able
Yeah,
to fly
yeah, yeah.
60 seconds on our mounts.
Okay. However, Sir Yurik, from all of the boulders, you take 48 points of bludgeoning damage, and you are knocked prone and give me a con save.
Quick question, Joe, was his
48.
mount hit as well?
Absolutely.
Okay, it's gone. That's
Okay.
how Phantom Steed is.
Yep.
Another con save, did you say?
Con
or-
save, yes.
Yep. Fuck. I'll re-roll that with the determination.
Alrighty. Being a human's really paying off, huh?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I'm the only human in the group as well, so
25. As that happens, all of the rocks crashing into the area. Everybody else, you dodged out of the way of them, only being hit by small bits of shrapnel, which isn't enough to really disorient you. However, Sir Yurik, you are knocked onto the ground, and each of you immediately hear and notice the... You immediately think it's about to be apes, but instead you see the same large figures that Sir Yurik, you are familiar with, just all start swarming into the area, about 12 of them in total, all reaching at the mountain, looming off the side of it with one hand, and one of them steps onto your chest, Sir Yurik, holding out another rock right above you. Immediately after this happens, you hear a voice. Stop now. All of these Goliaths stop. What are all of you
shit's
doing?
Goliaths.
I'm unholstering my weapon and telling
I would-
Ouch to activate.
I would say that the moment too that as Yurik was basically when the Goliath was on him with the rock, she had her hand pointed at him ready to cast something, but she'll look around for whoever said that.
All right, roll me a perception check.
didn't you say that I was not knocked prone, or?
You were knocked prone, but you weren't stunned.
All right.
Hey, get off of him.
Get off me.
Please,
The
there is
one-
no need for violence.
Pick
You
on
are-
someone your own size.
You all say that. What's your perception check, Prissa?
21.
Okay. You peer from further past the mountains, not past, but like on a different set, up inside of like a triangle is this darkened skinned woman standing there with long saggy robes and a completely shaven bald head. And she's the only one who does not seem to be as aggressive as everyone else. You all stop now. The individual takes their foot off your chest, Sir Yurik, still holding the boulder and still staring down at you suspiciously.
I'm standing up.
I told
what-
you what would happen if you came here.
Well,
Wait, when you didn't tell us anything. When did
Sir
you?
Yurik, you recognize the voice.
I don't. Did Sir Yurik tell us about the whole? Like I don't think he did. He just.
I told you about the dialogue I had with the woman.
Yeah, not in depth detail, but
Oh.
yeah.
Was
I am. Yeah, go ahead.
so? Was that you that talked to Sir Yurik that night?
There is nothing for you out here. Go home.
Please. The dwarves in the mountains told us you are having problems. Perhaps we could help.
You do not care for our problems.
I care for problems wherever people may travel.
The individual looks over at you, Alarin.
You speak like the last ones who came through. And they lied. And they stole. And they are buried where you will be buried if you do not leave.
Again. Why cannot people just get along? Well, I am not here to steal or destroy anything. I only wish to help. I will admit, I am looking for something that you might be in possession of. But I am not here to steal it. If I understand correct, you have something of my goddess.
Your goddess.
Yes, the
You mean
changeling.
our mother.
That might be the one, yes.
You watch as, like, none of you have seen her other than Prissa at this point. Prissa was the only one trying to look for her. But you watch as, like, a purplish portal appears behind Sir Yurik, and she steps out of it. Being merely 2 feet taller than Sir Yurik, which is considerably smaller than all of the other ones.
Jero, quick thing. Can I tell if this magic is arcane, divine, or druidic in nature?
Roll a Arcana. That magic was divine in nature. That was not any typical spell. It did not manipulate, weave, or magic like typical spells do in your knowledge, but it definitely was called upon for them. She steps out behind you, Sir Yurik. You immediately feel her, like, looming over you. But she's not looking at you, she's looking at Alarn.
Right, I step away from her as I cast Healing Word on myself at 3rd level.
You begin casting a spell, and that one Goliath raises the boulder, and she holds her staff towards him, and he stops.
We do not need enemies of Tal'Dorei. We have enough enemies. Just do not need them to be our friends.
You have already made me enemies when you attacked.
You were warned.
You looks back at Alarn.
You say that you are one of our mothers?
I'm looking at my next
You're
thing.
super roboto, dude. Holy shit.
Yeah.
I think you have
Yeah,
too many tabs open.
Perhaps.
Nope.
Super robot.
Yeah.
And your camera froze.
Yeah.
My end.
You cut out from roll 20 as well.
I muted you because that roboto was hurting my ears. You'll have to unmute yourself.
Alright, wait for it.
Yep.
I'll wait until we get the video back, because no video, usually no audio.
Right. Well, his video's been shitty all day, so. So everybody having fun?
Yeah.
You still out of Roll20? I guess I'll watch Roll20.
Just about to fireball these bitches, but
Listen, you were warned.
yeah.
That was their surprise round with only 4 boulders. Come on now.
I think they should roll attack instead.
Uh-oh. You're back.
Okay,
Let me change everybody's faces, but you're back.
Yeah, bad internet. I switched to mobile.
Jesus, mobile's better for you?
At this point, it seems like it is.
That sucks. Anyways. We're back. I didn't hear a single thing you said, so...
Yeah, I dropped out pretty much right after Yorick healing worded himself.
Alrighty, so go ahead, try saying that again.
I dropped out after Yorick healing worded himself.
Yes, but you were trying to say something.
Oh yeah, that I was lagging real bad and couldn't hear what you said.
Oh, okay, never mind. She was starting to question you. You say you are one of our mothers.
Yes, that I am. He'll just hold up his left arm with the holy symbol.
She goes and steps very quietly, considering her size, and grabs your arm and pulls it forward. Very strong grip. Looking at it. You are marked with her? And why have you followed this path?
Not with whom?
You are marked with her. Points at your tattoo.
Tattoo?
Points to the mark on your arm. You are marked with her. Your goddess?
Oh yeah,
The
it's a
person you
holy
are
symbol.
marked with? Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
She is stating you are marked with her.
Oh, okay.
Yes, you have her mark.
Oh, okay. Yeah, sorry.
It is a statement of clarification and acknowledgement.
Yeah, sorry.
All right.
Yes, she has been with me for quite some time of my life.
You say you come here for her.
Yes.
We come for the kiss of the Changebringer.
And on our travels, we heard from the dwarves that you have problems here in the jungle.
Yes.
Perhaps if we help you with that, and we earn it, you will give us the kiss.
If you help us with this, you will earn our trust only. This is not something for outsiders to use. We've had it and we've kept it safe our entire lives. All generations back.
That is understandable. But I do hope we can change your minds, as it would prove useful to stop an evil being from wreaking havoc across the lands.
This evil does not stretch here. We have our own evils to deal with.
Yes, it is not stretching for the moment. But if we do not stop it, it will likely consume the entire world.
We cannot give you this. Not now. You have her mark, but we've been lied to before.
I understand. We will start with the trust then.
Sit.
She steps backwards by about 2 steps, looks around at all of the other Goliaths. Does anybody speak Goliath?
Mean giant or
Giant, yeah, it's giant.
Nope.
I'll activate my helmet.
Okay. Ding! You hear the conversation.
You all will watch them. If they make any quick movements, cast any foreign magic, you attack. You do not worry from me. You only attack. Tell the others to be ready.
And about 3 of the 12 branch off further away, but the rest back away, keeping a fairly large, like 60-foot gap, as she's now the only one within stretch and reach of each of you.
Alarm will set.
She reaches behind her robes and pulls out a small bowl made of brass and places it down. Takes your arm, Alarin. Holds out her pinky, which you notice has a nail that's about 4 inches long, and cuts, making you bleed into it.
Yeah, flinches, but
You take
let's-
1 point of piercing or slashing.
Yep.
Splashing.
Your blood drips into the bowl itself and starts filling it up. And then after it's about done, she moves your arm away. You're still bleeding. You're like actively bleeding through the wound.
Yeah, I'll just hold over it and put a point of lay on hands to stop
Easy
the
enough,
bleeding
seals.
and heal it up.
She takes her own sleeve, rolls it up, and cuts against it, and starts spilling her blood into it as well.
After she is done with that, may I help you with closing that?
No.
She just squeezes her arm, and you watch as, like, the wound itself seems to scab over almost immediately. She now looks over at each of you.
Approach. You as well. I will see if there is evil in any of your hearts.
Prissa approaches.
Cuts you. Makes you bleed.
Yurik, that's not where the heart is. I don't think this woman knows what she's doing.
She has a brief flashback that kind of a certain moment. You know what I'm talking about, Joe.
Yes. Dorzen will only do it if the other 2 do it as well, since I do not control him.
Yeah, I'm also giving her my finger. Here, take this.
Just middle finger out. Go ahead.
Yeah.
She gets like right on the second knuckle, pushes and rips across completely. This one you take 3 points of slashing. She seems to understand the symbology.
So you're like, you shouldn't be so antagonistic.
They just fucking threw boulders at me.
Little one.
Gestures towards Jimmy.
Can I?
Yeah, Jimmy. It's
You just need the blood? Is that it?
Yes.
Okay. I'm just going to like take out a pair of pliers and like nip my skin on like the palm of my hand.
Just. Yeah, you're used to that by now. You bleed. It's no problem. Then Dorzen comes over and just, runs his hand across his own blade and bleeds into it. No problem. Again, 1 point of damage to each of you except Yurik.
Yeah, and Alarn will heal them back up afterwards. That's...
So, once all of the
Casting
blood
prayer
is
of
in
healing
there,
again.
she pulls out a small stick that has different shapes of faces carved into it. For any of you familiar with the Monkeys of Fate, it is the 3 of them. The Monkeys of Evil, see no evil, speak no evil, hear no evil. And when she puts it into the water, or into the blood, you watch as it ignites, letting the room, or the open air, fill with this dark red mist that is encompassing each of you.
I like put my shirt over my nose.
She begins breathing in and focusing on this ritual. And after about 10 minutes go by, her eyes open. One of you, 2 of you, are whispered to by evil forces. One of you.
What?
One of you watches evil acts and does not act themselves. But none of you commit evil yourself. She leans backwards and starts looking at each of you. Who amongst you answer to evil?
I don't
Hey,
think
Joe.
any of us do. Is Scanlan evil, Alari?
Hey Jero, quick thing. I think I know which one's which in this case, but can I just do an insight check just to be sure?
I mean, Pris is pretty unaware of that circumstance, right? Like, honestly, not metagaming, anything like that.
Well, no, but she does feel like she sometimes like with her parental situation, she feels guilty about that. As always, it's one of those things.
Sure. Roll insight. It's hard to evaluate the situation.
Well, I am near Jimmy, but I don't know.
Well, I mean, I'm asking about Scanlan. So maybe that triggers something in her mind. I mean, yeah, I'm there.
Do you want to use your thing?
Yeah. I mean, I
Okay.
got my reaction, so.
Boop. Press a reroll. It's hard to evaluate the situation. I mean, what is evil is a very, abstract concept. It's not as easy as paladins and clerics make it out to be to discern what is evil and what is good.
I do not believe Scanlan is an evil one. Chaotic for sure, but it did get... No, Scanlan would not be evil.
No,
Yeah.
he's not evil. I don't.
Okay. So it's not Scanlan. Is it Pike?
Dorzen, looks around at all of you and he goes, "You can't be serious."
Pike, right? That's Yurik's.
No.
Prissa basically not slaps Jimmy at that one, but like damn near close.
You slap his arm, not the face, just slap the arm.
No,
No,
it is definitely not
you all-
Pike.
You all can't be serious and quit. What's his name? Bitch. Seriously, you can't be that stupid. Come on.
I know. Jimmy. I'm
Huh?
thinking that one might be you.
Hmm.
What do you mean?
Or
Like,
maybe it's us, or
I
Mitch. I did not get a bad feeling from him, but
yeah, I haven't
hmm.
seen Mitch do anything that
I
is evil. Dorzen, do you have a leader? I don't really
My
know
Raven
much
Queen?
about.
yes,
She
I
is
think
not
we
evil,
can.
she is not good, she is just is. I
Yes,
think.
I'm pretty sure we can rule out the Raven Queen as being evil as well.
I mean, for fuck's sakes, he had access to buying slaves.
yeah, he's
Hmm.
had and done questionable things in the past, but it's he. I believe people can change.
Wait, who do you know, Prissa, that needs to change?
I can name 2 off the top of my head.
Is
That's
that who they're
personal.
talking about?
No,
Evil,
that's
evil is not dictated by mere action, but by heart's content.
Hmm.
You can change your heart only if you want it to. True evil will not change. It bathes in it. It's glorified by it.
And what we
Yeah.
seek to defeat is true evil, which is why we need the kiss of the Changebringer. So we are on the same side then.
You are on a side where I know 2 of you cannot be trusted with what I'm about to say. You have evil in your ear.
Dorson kind of just like looks back at Jimmy and Prissa.
Have either of you been talking to Mitch?
And he does air quotes every time.
I haven't talked with him since we were at the what was it, like the outhouse, Jiro, or
Yeah.
at that dimensional space, so I couldn't say.
And he's been, talking to me and came to me in my dream and
Wait, he
had
what?
some other questions, but that's been it so far. It's just been more of the same.
Jimmy, what did he want?
He wanted to do the same thing that we did before back at the shack.
About
And
the project? It's
Yeah, he wanted more help to do the project again. He said it worked out really good, so
wait, he
trying to help
completed
him
it.
do that.
It's what was the project, Jimmy? Because I know that I
yes,
had.
It was like we're trying to create like this homunculus. I thought it was a homunculus, but it kind of looked like him. And
A
we
simulacrum?
You have no idea what that is, Prissa.
Oh, I don't. I thought because
That is
illusions.
insanely high level, Matt. No, you don't
Okay,
have that
sorry.
comprehension.
I did.
Uh-uh.
My bad.
Ignore that
and
word.
neither does Jimmy, by the way.
Yeah.
Even if you were to use that word, I'd be like, I don't know. I'm describing it to you. This is what it is. It's a thing that looks like Mitch, but it's not Mitch. And we use the Allhammer thingy to put some special device in him and mess
Wait,
with some magic.
Dorzen, did you let him use the pyromo?
Yeah, Dorzen said I could take a look at it.
Dorson just looks as like, I was kind of busy reading, remember?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I'll get back with you at that. Jimmy, that's
Have a talk with this
That's what?
Mitch then.
yes, it appears we should.
Why?
Jimmy. Mitch. Doesn't. He's may not be a good person, Jimmy.
I don't understand. I mean, he's just working on. It's like this homunculus project.
He
He helped
What-
us. He gave us the
Yes.
information about
because
the
it helped
vestiges.
because it helped him, Jimmy. A lot of people sometimes use other people
because they help them.
Yeah,
and-
that's called trading.
Or it's manipulation.
Yes,
By
I
the way,
will admit.
Prissa, as she's saying this, is getting sadder and sadder because it's hitting a little close to home.
Well then,
I don't know. Jimmy's having a really tough time.
well then. For the conversation that's about to happen, upon our combined blood, the three of you must agree to not speak a word of this to anybody else. And the other two need to step away. You may help them, but you may not inquire about this.
Yeah, I'm not agreeing to anything like that. I just walk away.
Prissa once again hits Jimmy on the arm.
Hey, wait, no, that can't just
Jimmy.
ask somebody to not say stuff. That's rude.
Jimmy, this is bigger than us.
Everything's bigger than them. But anyways.
Oh god.
I'm sorry, I can't. The puns are right there.
No,
It's
that
there.
that was really good. I didn't think about that. And then you got it.
But anyways, the three of you are there. She looks. If you want any chance of helping each other, this is how it has to be.
I understand. Is there a spot where me and Jimmy can wait while we're out of earshot?
She points to the other Goliaths that are like 60 feet away.
Okay.
She looks at
Come on,
Sir
Jimmy.
Yurik, Dorzen, and Alarin.
And Prissa, be a bit.
I know. I'll
Yeah.
be careful, Sir Yurik.
Yeah, I'm just letting you know that they are under orders to attack if they see us cast any weird magic.
Yes, perhaps try not to do anything rash.
I'll try to. I'll make sure Jimmy doesn't do anything rash.
Very good.
So, after the two of them walk away, Sir Yurik, Dorzen, and Alarin, do you agree?
Of course.
And the agreement is to not speak a word to anyone.
On what she is about to tell you, not speak a word of it to anyone aside from the three of you.
Alright. I agree.
Alarin agreed. Dorzen will nod his head and agree. And she grabs the blood, which is now a bit more solid, and streaks her hand through it, and just marks it once over her lips, once over her eyes, and one on each ear, and then goes to mark each of you as well.
That might be tricky to get out of the fur.
Prestidigitation, you're fine. But anyways. We, the Riffin Mist Jungle, have had many issues in the recent past. We're in a constant state of war with the Iron Emperor, exiles of Tal'Dorei, your home, the people that escape persecution, seek refuge. These people have been flooding our jungle, stealing our resources, and have awakened something. It is called the Insatiable Sanctuary.
I do not know of this.
They seem to believe rumors regarding a vine-obscured temple from an opaque and long past. And apparently, It is supposed to be filled with many, many unplucked and ripe treasures. They keep seeking it, and they are destroying our jungle in the search for it. They have been taking our people as guides through the jungle to traverse more safely, stealing them, forcing them to do this. I am not speaking of my tribesmen alone, but we have to patrol a large area by ourselves. We cannot protect all of the inhabitants at all times. People are becoming more daring for this temper. If you all are as good and want to see good happen as you state, find a way to solve this problem. Help the temper. Or find a way to make it so the temper is gone, so they no longer want it or seek it. I am fearful that many of the tribes people who live out here have traversed inside against their will, have been unable to return.
So, you do know where the temple is then?
I do.
Well, do you know the numbers of these vile people?
I do not. They attack in groups. Some of them have been found dead outside the jungle. Some on the very opening and entrance of it. We, she gestures around, are too large to easily fit inside and to venture deeper to find our people. Get them or get the knowledge of where they are. Bring them home. If you do this, I would hear your exact pleas for the kiss. See if you deserve it. But I need to know that evil is not the intent of any that walk this path.
That is understandable. Well, I do not mind helping out with this. Anyone taking the freedom from others needs to see justice.
I agree.
Dorzen just looks at you both and looks back and goes, I hate slaves.
Good. Well then. As long as you have our blood marking you, you will be treated with caution and suspicion by any of the folk. But they know our mark. You will not be attacked while stepping foot into our home, like before. I cannot promise the beasts will not come after you, but at least the people won't.
Yeah, perhaps I may be able to persuade the beasts to leave us alone. But I do apologize on beforehand if we do need to defend ourselves from them.
That is nature. We do not wish to see any of them extinct. We do not wish to see our jungles burn. But you need to protect yourself.
Yes. At least we will not set a fire to the jungle.
And Arn will give a quick glance towards Yurik on that one.
Are you just nonchalantly looking in every other direction?
No, just a quick glance. But
I'm looking at him and do not presume to give me orders. But I will comply.
Fine. As is necessary for this, we require a token of trust from you. Something that you will need to come back to show we are not letting strangers into our forest who might be persuaded by the insatiable temple.
well,
I have an idea.
Lauren will hold out the compass. Would this be an appropriate token?
I said I have an idea.
Yeah, Yurik said something. Go ahead, Yurik.
Oh, sorry.
I am averse to bringing Call into the jungle anyway, and I'm thinking if he stays here as as that insurance, because I will most definitely come back for him anyway.
Roll persuasion, Sir Yurik.
The hell's just rolling shit all the time now. This is no. I'll use my session inspiration for that.
It's a retroactive roll with the session inspirations.
Yep.
Yeah. So 8. Session inspiration grants you advantage. It doesn't allow you to retroactively re-roll.
Oh, okay. Yep.
Yeah.
All right.
Because then you would only ever use it if you do poorly, when you should use it on things that you think are very pivotal moments.
Yep.
Or just for the lulz, if you want. But anyway, she looks at Cole and goes,
I have known many a people who are willing to sacrifice their own kind. If you wish to keep him here, he's welcome. But we need something that we know he will return for.
Then you insult me.
Well, I do not wish to part with it, but perhaps this compass of the Changebringer will be enough.
She holds her hand out.
Oh, hand it over.
She starts looking at it and turning it around and checking it out and goes,
It is a guide.
Yes, it is partly how we managed to find our way here.
Roll persuasion.
Yep.
Since you're using the Changebringer, this is going to be advantage.
Oh. Okay. I
You're
was
literally
planning...
using the Changebringer.
Yeah. I was gonna use the session inspiration if not, so. 18.
She opens up the side of her cloak where you see there is like a tiny back strap bag, almost like a fanny pack but kept on the back, that she lifts and places it inside of and snaps.
It would be on me. When you complete your job, you prove that you are good people, it will be immediately given back to you.
Yes.
Your friend, Cole.
Which, I mean, honestly, he would have had to cut himself too, but like, Cole's not an evil guy. He's still there. He's like, like very confused right now.
If you wish to stay here with us, you will have to hunt, you will have to cook, you will have to chore, same as all of us. Oh, I can cook really well. But you're welcome to be here, but not as our prisoner. As a temporary guest. Just know if they do not come back for you, you will be left to your own devices. They'll be back.
We
Yeah.
most certainly will.
Very well.
And in the meantime, you can probably teach them some culinary tricks.
Presume we do not know. She stands up all the way and gestures for each of you to come back, Jimmy and Prissa. Your companions have agreed to help us in a way that will give you an opportunity to move forward with what you want.
Can't ask what it is, right?
Correct?
Alright.
Do you trust your companions?
Yes.
With my life.
That will be tested. She steps back, and you notice the other large, huge, upper-bodied, ape-like Goliaths just walk past you with her as well, and she keeps walking. You all... good luck. And I hope you find the right path.
Yes.
She looks at you, Alarin, and in your mind you see like a spark of a path through the jungle towards what appears to be an ivory set of temple doors deeply embedded inside of thick web-like trees that have built through and on top of it. At the very top of this is a pointed canopy that has all of these web-like ivory openings inside of it, and a singular kind of hidden skull above the over-encompassing archway, which looks like a keyhole. And this is where we're going to end up leaving tonight's session off at. So, everybody out there in Twitch and D&D land, thank you so much for hanging out with us. Those of you really into that foosball game, I hope you enjoy yourselves and really have fun watching it. I'm going to eat a fuck ton of wings. Yeah.
Yeah.
But players, thank you for playing. Viewers, thank you for watching. I hope you all had a fantastic time. Goodbye.